what we do here is go back.
Hello there, everybody. How the devil are we all? It's happy hour and all the rest of it. Yeah, I'm Kevin Logan, like Karl Marx, but with better dick game. Fuck yes. And joining me as ever, it's Dr. Christi Noem.
I didn't realise you were a German materialist philosopher.
With, and I just want to say this, unbelievable dick game.
Yeah, with unbelievable dick game.
Honestly.
I mean, it did take him a long time to write things as well.
I lay pipe better than Mario, I'm just saying.
Exactly. That was my attempt at doing a Mario music.
True.
Anyway. It was actually one of the bullshit things I sent you ages ago with someone. Oh, we have to go look back in the Discord.
I won't do that because I'm bored.
To.
But what are you talking about? What?
I sent you. You know what? I was sending you tons of shit. And yeah. Okay. No, I found it.
We found.
All right. So, do you want to say some shit first, or should I just immediately share this?
Oh, I'm doing another debate later.
Oh, that was quick. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be at 11 p.m. It's about the student protests in the United States of Americana land.
Oh, okay. Who are you talking to?
People.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I'll be back. Basically, we'll be done here by about probably the very earliest or very latest 10.
Yeah.
I would think before then, to be honest. And then I'll have a kind of quick hour off and then back on, so to speak. What we got?
You gonna share my screen?
Hang on 1 second. Yes, there we go.
I can't believe the serendipity that actually 1 did that thing and then 2 remembered this. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
This is amazing. This is a master of his craft, an artist, a genius at work.
Go for it. That is a sniff you can poop.
It gets better.
Am I gonna get copyrighted now? I
Off
hope
of
not.
what? This is original music. It's fine.
No, it's not.
On this instrument, it is.
Well, so what? It's still
It's a
copyrighted.
cover. No. Look it.
Oh, it's a different level.
I told you.
Honestly, I'm getting Bowser fucking PTSD from when I was about fucking 8 on the Game Boy. Oh, that's the money shot. Oh, he did the little paradiddles. You gotta love it. Boom.
Boom shakalaka. That might be fair. That might be okay. I've unshared. It's okay now.
Awesome.
Oh my god. Well,
that was
yeah.
incredible.
Right?
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
I bring you amazing and weird shit.
See, I did a dick joke, and you brought high culture. I think that's a perfect That's the summation of our relationship. I think.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the stupidest headline coming out of the Standard. I saw this as you went to have a piss. London mayoral election race electrified by final poll showing Sadiq Khan lead over Susan Hall, smallest so far. Do you want to hear what the smallest lead is?
15%.
London's mayoral race was electrified in the last 48 hours by a final poll showing Sadiq Khan's lead over Susan Hall closing to the smallest size since the campaign started. The Savata survey for the centre of London put the Labour mayor on 42% and the Tory candidate on 32%. The gap of 10 percentage points is down from 13 points in a poll just last week. It's literally within the margin of error.
It's
fuck off, Standard.
It's nothing.
Yeah, that's just clickbait. Fucking
yeah. They have to try and make it entertaining. No one cares. He's gonna win. So
yeah. I mean, they've learned their lesson, Tory fucking mayors of London. They go on to be PMs who wreck the fucking country.
True.
Basically.
Very true.
Basically.
Yes, so in terms of content tonight, we're going to have Marcus on, our regular
eventually
lawyer. We say eventually, we don't know when, do we?
Our tamed resident lawyer.
True.
Yeah, no, we have no idea. He is a surprise guest, as in we're going to be surprised whatever time he shows up.
Could be any time. Who fucking knows?
Could be any time.
Because he's got like IRL shit to do.
Like a job.
Yeah.
Things, actual responsibilities.
Exactly. What a fucking nerd. Embarrassing.
I don't have. Yay! Oh, happy Mayday! Happy International Socialist Worker Day, or whatever it is.
Thank you for that entirely sincere and well thought out response. I appreciate that.
Well, you know, I celebrate this as much as I celebrate any public holiday, especially the religious ones. I mean, I'm happy I have the day off is pretty much what it comes down to.
That's, I think, to be fair, most people's take on it. I said
yeah.
this before when the Queen died. Like, we got a day off. Okay, cool. I think most people are cool with that. Whether they give a fuck about the monarchy or not, you know?
Yeah, true. Although I should do it every year, though.
Yeah, I'm happy to kill a monarch every year. so not kill. No. Police, please leave me alone. I just for clarification, so I personally am not prepared to kill any monarchs ever. So
I have a question for you. What are the chances that Rashid Sunak?
Yes.
Is,
Thank you for the correct pronunciation. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I managed to get my funding in on time.
Okay.
Which is my request. I don't know, but I got my application in on time, and on the assumption that I get it, I can start. It's valid from the 1st of July. So, what are the chances that there's going to be a July election? Do you think? I don't think
almost
so.
Zero.
Yeah. Would you call it any sooner than you have to? If you're the government in power and you're losing every poll.
Well, this is the thing. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing they could do is call it quickly, because it's only going to get worse and worse. But who calls it now? Who the turkeys like? The turkeys know the Christmas is going to be worse the longer they leave it. But who's pulling the trigger on the Christmas thing? You know.
Yeah.
So it'll be like probably October, November, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I estimated my flights and my my train
We
travel.
might have a small problem with Marcus. They're saying in chat in about 2.5 to 3 hours I'll be free.
Oh, shite, mate. Might have to kick it then.
Yeah, we're gonna be done by then, my man.
Yeah, but we'll hold it there. Like we'll still do this. You still have the expertise. Don't worry. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, we can't like do another hour and a half after 3 hours.
No.
So we'll just figure out another night. Maybe we'll do it the weekend or something.
True. Yes.
Would be better for everyone. Okay, so we're just gonna have a regular show. So you have Marcus to look forward to, and we'll have so many things to talk to Marcus about anyway. Because not only do we have like the whole fucking insane. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting. The whole Supreme Court debate about presidential immunity is, in an academic sense, a very interesting question that I think requires a thoughtful response.
Okay,
On the other hand,
I do have to interject at this point just to sort of translate what Christi has said there. When you say interesting in an academic sense, read boring as fuck.
but the fact is that they weren't asked to comment on presidential immunity, which doesn't exist as a phrase in the Constitution. It doesn't exist in the Constitution. They're asked to decide upon this case. And that's what the question they're supposed to be like directing their answers to. So anyway, if it wasn't so fucking time pressing, it would be, I think a question that we should think very seriously about, but that we don't have time for that shit. So anyway, I would very much like to hear Marcus's own take, Marcus's take on the various justices, and then of course we can gossip the fuck out of Trump's trial, which is not going well for him. I am watching a lot of the coverage. And it's kind of weird because if you watch MSNBC, they generally talk about Trump and the trial, and occasionally they'll bring up Michael Cohen's testimony, but mostly they focus on whoever the witness is at the fucking time. But every time I go to CNN, you'd think Michael fucking Cohen was on trial because everything is like, well, they're setting this up because Michael Cohen's so unreliable, and they're going to go after Michael Cohen. It was like, Michael Cohen isn't on the fucking trial here. Trump is, The reason they're bringing up all these people is because they don't, like, Michael Cohen is just one piece. There's a lot of other pieces here that are as important, but they really want to set this up like the whole trial hinges on Michael Cohen's credibility when it fucking doesn't. So CNN's a piece of shit because they like pay Bill Barr and a lot of other things. They pay fucking John Bolton. They have a lot of criminals and fascists on their payroll. So anyway, that was a preview of my hot take.
Yes.
I
was just going to say thank you, Bean Farmer and Magical. We were on a hype train and I didn't even realise. That was 8 minutes ago, about halfway through Christie's fucking rant, apparently. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but thank you everyone for that. Don't forget you can give me money in the form of bits and subs on Twitch, and now even on YouTube. In the form of
That's right. You're making money on YouTube.
Yeah, super chats, or you can become a member for as little as 99 pence.
Wow. And you get verbal abuse by Kevin personally?
Verbal abuse, contempt.
The occasional fingering.
I will occasionally finger. If you give enough, I will happily suck any and all of your genitals.
Yes, you do offer that quite often and freely.
Yeah.
And then also some emoji stickers or something you can use in chat.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So excellent value for money.
No, but still, you can give me money. Like, I don't want to lie. I'm not going to do false advertising. It isn't worth it. But you can, and I appreciate it when you do. Thank you.
Oh, I never fucking figured out how to do the Twitch thing, so I'm going to go right now to your kind of channel, Kev.
And do what?
And I'm going to become a member.
I thought you already were. But I don't know.
YouTube?
I have no idea. Someone probably gifted you a sub, didn't they? I don't know.
Oh, people always very generously gift me subs. Wayward Historian, blink, blink.
I've had loads of cool people. Bernie Sanders used to subscribe to me.
Boom, boom, boom.
Because someone gifted his official Twitch stream thing.
I'm already giving you $5 a month from Patreon, so I'll just do it $99. You've got 2 tiers. You've got the awesome tier and the Cavolution tier.
Yeah, I had to name them something different. So I just, what the fuck do I call them? Cunt tier and mega cunt tier? Like, what do I say? I don't know.
So you get loyalty badges. Oh, I got a Google Play point. Wow. Loyalty badges next to your name in the chat and
What does a
exclusive
Google
gifts.
Play point do, everybody?
You just collect them and they give you discounts on more fucking things you can spend
Thank
your
you,
money on.
Christy Winters. Can someone ban Christy Winters from my fucking chat? Signing up at this. What the fuck?
I want to see my perks.
Actually, no, you
Loyalty
can't.
badges.
You can't even do that because only I can do that because she's a moderator on my YouTube. So literally, you couldn't ban her.
This is hilarious. Did you just post penis as one of your messages 8 days ago?
Yes.
Amazing.
Because it made me right. It said because when I didn't even realise I'd forgotten that I'd even reapplied for the partner thing. So when it said, "Oh, sign for the partner thing, you can remonetize your channel," so I did, and so it was like, "Oh, you complete these 5 steps," and I was like, "Okay." And one of them was like set up the tiers for the membership, and one of them was like post to your social media about blah blah blah, and one of them was like, "Oh, do a post on your YouTube community page," and I was like, "What the fuck do I want to put there?" So I just put the word penis, and they were like, "Yes, you've successfully posted to your monetized community post thing." Fucking load of wank. So that's the kind of engagement, that's the kind of community involvement you can expect from me. Nothing!
It's all engagement farming for you. Now that you can't do engagement farming apparently on X.
I am honestly, I am the clout farmer of all time. I'm like fucking, I'm like old McDonald, okay? I had a clout farm. E-I-E-I-O!
So now that's what they're like, moving likes and reposts in an attempt. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, Twitter's dead. I'll go there occasionally. It's fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's over. It's so over. The only people advertising there now are just right-wing think tanks. That's literally
that
it.
makes sense.
I got an advert that I saw the other day about the failed experiment of socialism in Denmark from the fucking Enterprise Institute.
Oh, Jesus.
You're dead then at that point, lads. You're like 4chan, but even more boring. Brilliant.
Yeah, basically it's 4chan you pay for.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Mad shit.
Oh, so what are we gonna do if we're not gonna what were we gonna do before we were?
Well, I've got loads of things lined up.
Oh,
I've got three things for you.
Okay.
Right, we can do internet comment etiquette.
Oh yeah,
about
always.
Stella Blade, always fun. We've got internet today about Christi Noem being literally a dog murderer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I saw that.
As if the GOP weren't comically, ridiculously evil enough, they've decided to literally do the thing that I have used, i.e., puppy murder, as like the byword for just the most acme evil ever.
Yeah, they actually.
But they actually do that now. That's
they actually do that. Yeah.
She's been lined up as a potential vice presidential pick.
Oh, not after this.
Well, you say that, but in a normal political climate, you'd think that would be the end of it. But look, does that actually hurt his brand?
Well, here's the thing. She doesn't have enough money. And Trump needs basically, I think we know whose name I've heard floated that I think is way more plausible.
Go on then.
Old Doug Burnham.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad show.
Boring white guy will fade into the background, can write lots of personal checks to a campaign.
Yeah.
As a vice presidential candidate, you can give unlimited amounts of your own money.
Yeah. Also, right, okay. Another person who some people have mentioned has been Tulsi Gabbard. Right?
Yeah.
Now that would be fun and interesting. And we've talked. Her right wing like grift thing. The joke is always, "Oh, when's the PragerU video gonna drop?"
Yeah.
It literally did.
Oh God.
It literally actually has. Tulsi Gabbard on how to save America from Washington elites on PragerU.
What, like Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham? People like that?
Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to watch that one though because it's probably going to be boring as fuck. But there was one on there that we could watch, or we can watch, like I said, one of the other two, which is Michael Knowles on "Would you rather be colonized by Aztecs or Christians?" I shit you not.
That's my choice.
You want to go with that one? Okay.
All right. This is why brown people are bad and Europeans are morally superior, because we only did serfdom, which is a slightly lesser form of slavery.
No, we also did lesser slavery. What?
Oh yeah, we did slavery off of Europe. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be non-Europeans. Yes,
Hmm.
and they kind of went over that whole "Hey, don't enslave Christians." Yeah, we'll kind of get over that. And also, they burned a bunch of people at the stake, like for hundreds and hundreds of years for wrongthink. So when they talk about human sacrifice and the Aztecs, just think about all of the witch trials, because that was what that was: human sacrifice
Yeah, human
to a
sacrifice has
god.
been. Well, we'll get into it, but it's a lot more complicated than people try and make out about human sacrifice. Anyway, shall we hear about how awesome the Christians are and how bad the Aztecs were?
Yeah, even though Christians did like global
Christy,
imperialism and slavery.
Christy, I
Okay.
will not have this anti-white nonsense on the channel. Okay,
Okay. Hit play.
fucking Dickie was right about you.
Yeah, I
Dickie
am.
Brain, he knew all along.
Dick brain. Dick brain.
There are two kinds of people in the world. The
Gays and not gays.
Yeah.
Fact.
The people who walk on two
Colonizer-
legs and the people who walk on all four limbs.
The colonizers.
Yep.
and the colonized, at least according to the left, which in recent years has labeled all of history's victors the unjust beneficiaries.
Victors. That's nice framing. That's an interesting way of putting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you mean the people who actually left their homes, went other places, took them over, and made the native population second-class citizens in their own countries.
Yeah, that
Those
one.
people?
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, what would you call it when people go to someplace else and they set up another, like a proxy form of government from a distance?
Sensible.
Of settler colonialism. This pejorative phrase has cropped up everywhere
It's
the left
accurate.
dominates.
It's
The
just
universities,
accurate.
the media, even the government. Its purpose is to delegitimize every Western country that the left doesn't like.
The fuck are you talking about?
You mean being accurate about history?
This is fascinating because I'm obviously going to be talking a little bit about Israel later on, as one might imagine during the debate. This was posted 9 days ago during the current schmozzle going on over there. That's the most common example cited in the modern world of a settler colonial state.
Yeah.
It's not Western, is it, mate? It's in the fucking Arabian desert.
But it was set up by the Western countries. They basically went, "Hey,
Well,
people
yeah.
who live here, move aside. We're just gonna we fucked these people over bad, but we don't want them."
Well,
so
David Ben Gurion was literally, of course, from Poland, so yes, that
yeah,
is true.
we're just gonna take your land and put them there as like a consolation prize for like doing a genocide in our country.
Well, honestly, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this as a makeshift German. Is that the right phrase? Probably not. Anyway, Germany's support for Israel, based entirely upon, and this isn't just my speculation, Angela Merkel literally said this, basically the guilt of what Germany did to the Jews, basically means they're just going to write a blank check to Israel. What? Give them fucking part of your country then, you cunts. What are you talking about? Why the fuck are the Palestinians having to cash your check? What?
Yep.
Dickheads.
Well, from the point of Europeans, we fucked over one group of people who were like non-Anglo, non-Saxon. So to make up for that, we're just going to fuck over a different group of non-Anglos.
Look, the UK did not do it, okay?
And,
the
that's our
UK is
solution.
innocent. Britain is a small bean, ooh-woo.
Yeah.
You leave us alone. This is all Germany's doing.
We're just going to point out here before we start. Britain's wealth basically came from plundering other parts of the world. America's white men in America got wealthy by just stealing land with rich resources from people who lived here.
And setting up colonies based upon the riches that Britain had stolen first place.
Yes. And we kidnapped people.
That's trickle-down economics.
Yeah, we kidnapped people from Africa. Continued to do that for centuries, stole their labor and their children's labor and their children's labor for centuries. And then when we finally, both Britain and America decided to kick the slavery habit, we compensated the slave owners.
Literally true, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not to delegitimize every Western country. It's to be accurate about history.
Yeah.
That's inconvenient for him, I know.
America, Britain, Spain, Portugal, France, Israel, and so on.
Oh, God, he literally does think Israel's Western. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, they're in Eurovision, so...
Technically, that's true, yes. And they do qualify as part of the European group in the football. Although it would be interesting seeing them going to play away in Iran, for instance. So it's probably best they're
No,
not
not
in the
gonna.
Asian group.
No, probably not playing that. No.
Yeah,
No.
not ideal. Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, Kazakhstan are part of the European group as well, so like it's a bit weird. I think they got grandfathered in as part of the USSR, didn't they? I think so. Anyway.
Someone was saying, like they were trying to make an analogy about how many muscles there are in the back, and that it's very difficult if you just say, "Oh, today I'm doing back in the gym." He goes, "Yeah, come to look quickly on TV. There's a war in Asia." Like, well, fucking where? Like Kazakhstan or like Western, very, very eastern parts of the Middle East or Japan? Like Asia is huge.
The Philippines.
There's so much of it.
Yeah.
Yes, also Asia. So when you say, like you're doing back muscles, what does that mean?
True.
So, yeah.
But the difference between back muscles and Asia is that I haven't come all over Asia. Just saying.
Good point.
But the phrase doesn't mean all that much when you consider that every single regime and tribal society in history was established by settlers and colonizers.
Well, if you mean people moved to places, yeah. But, like, don't we consider ourselves above the fucking Neanderthals?
Yeah, also, like, they didn't get in boats and go and, like, do hostile takeovers, like, thousands of miles away either. Like, we're talking about migration patterns that have always existed. That's a slightly different thing from going and taking over a place and, like, sucking the resources out of it. Rome was a colonizer.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They set up that, they left your religion alone, but they wanted Roman rule and they wanted Roman roads and you had to pay their taxes.
They left your religion alone until Christianity came about.
Yeah, but then that's because the Christians were not polytheists who wouldn't just be like, okay, here's another God, that's fine. That's just another God, They got all like, no, we are only going to worship our God. And then they went, hey, we only let the Jews do that. Are you Jews? No, we are definitely not Jewish. But aren't you following a Jewish guy?
No.
Completely different. No. Okay, well then you don't get their special exception.
He wasn't a Jew. He was Jewish.
He is like George.
He was he was the George Santos of the Bronze
Oh my
Age.
God! Can we just get a picture of Jesus, but with the face of George Santos?
Oh, I cannot think of anything more blasphemous. Honestly,
when he's carrying a baby.
Is that your baby Jesus? Not yet.
Who's baby Jesus?
What do you mean, not yet? Where's it gone? No!
Of one kind or another. To put it another way, not since Adam in the Garden of Eden has...
He thinks that's real! He thinks that's real!
Happened.
Oh!
Like, literally never happened.
Oh, so, I mean, Cain and Abel made a baby. That happened.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is that we all come from incest?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
That would explain the mental impairment on some people.
It doesn't really follow with our genetics, though, does it? We don't all bottleneck genetically 6,000 years ago, do we?
But to be fair, Noah was like 700 years old, so things were different back in the day.
Yeah, people were just having hundreds of kids, so we really spread the incest around.
True. Women were like queen bees. Just spitting them out by the hundreds.
Like, yep, every year.
Fact.
Any people sprouted out of the ground. And in the case of Adam, you might recall, he had a little help. Borders, nations, and regimes.
That's just this is a university. That passes as a thing.
People popped out of the ground. Is that why we're exactly like other primates? Is that why we can do experiments on mice and monkeys and predict what's going to happen with human beings because we're a special species that popped out of the ground? No.
Have changed for all of history as people have multiplied, expanded, and moved around.
So why do you care so much about your fucking borders then? Surely
wait.
Gonna change, aren't they?
Wait, how did people get over to the Americas and Australia and shit if they popped up in one place by one guy from the dirt? How is that possible? Whether they just swim for hundreds of years?
Planes.
The people used to be able to fly.
Yeah.
Yes. They had Revolutionary War airports, didn't they?
They did.
True.
The aim of the decolonization activists is to return land from the people who currently possess it to the people who previously possessed it.
Had it stolen from them.
Again, this is a very, very white-eyed Western way of viewing it. It's not a matter of possession. Actually, most, well, I say, I don't think you can say most, but a lot of traditional First Nations approaches to land management is not one of ownership.
Hmm.
You're essentially a custodian who takes care of it whilst you're alive, and then you pass it on to the next generation. It's not ownership. It's you live in and amongst it. You are a part of it, and from it you came, and to it you shall return. To use a biblical analogy, actually.
I learned, I would have to ask Marcus about this as well, but there was an incredibly racist Supreme Court decision, of course.
No, I don't believe it. Instantly, you're talking shit. The Supreme Court is one of the least racist organisations that's ever existed. Fact.
I think it had to do, it was kind of like a side issue that had to do with like people selling land and who, whatever. But what it came down to, I wish I would remember the case name and I can't. But what the Supreme Court said was, okay, well, yes, Native Americans, of course they called them Indians because they're like, geographically challenged back in the day. Yes, they lived here. And yes, they hunted here. And yes, they set up, their housing, but they also moved around. And so you can't really call something property unless you like do what Europeans do, which is like put a house on it and a farm on it. Because if you just find land that other people use, but they don't like have a house, then it's not their property. But if you find this, honestly, you find land that has been previously occupied and you do what Europeans do, then it magically becomes your property and has legal like protection under the Constitution.
Use land entity brings up the supreme example of this with Batman's treaty. Now, his name was Batman, but he wasn't Batman. No. This was 200 years before the comic ever happened. There was a guy called Batman, was his surname. It was a thing back in the day. Just like people used to be called Christmas. Christmas was a very common surname back in the day. Anyway.
Oh, I thought it'd be awesome if it was better as a first name.
Well, Christmas, yeah, but then what about if you called Christmas
Isn't
Christmas?
there a Bond girl called Christmas?
I don't know.
Someone in the chat will know.
Anyway, Batman was an technically British, but he was in what we call Australia now. Terra Australis, if you want to be all weird and old about it. Anyway, he signed a treaty, quote unquote, with the native peoples around what is now the city of Melbourne in southern Australia. Eastern Australia, for trinkets. Basically, they signed off their rights to the land, and the white people could come in and do blah blah blah. Now, this was challenged in a number of ways because the native peoples couldn't speak English, and the Ingloids could not speak the language of the people, so there was no way they could really have known what the fuck they were even signing up for. And they didn't have a concept of ownership. They just thought the white people wanted to come and use the land in the same way that the native peoples use the land. And they were like, yeah, cool, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, go for it. You can use the land as long as you don't destroy it or anything. Cool. It was overturned, though, right? Not for the good reason that it's disgusting to take advantage of people who didn't know what the fuck was going on, and obviously you weren't giving them a fair price for the land, even if it was owned and all the rest of it. But for the incredibly bad reason that 2 years prior to that, the British Parliament in London, a million miles away, had passed an act saying that all of the land of Australia belonged to the Crown, and therefore Batman had no authority to do any deal with the people, because the people didn't own the land. The fucking king did.
They weren't even there.
No.
They were literally halfway across the globe.
Yeah, they hadn't even mapped Australia at this point.
Jesus.
Literally, even bits of Australia they had not yet been to, they had claimed ownership of. And
Look, we're not sure this exists, but if it does, it's ours.
If they had accepted the validity of that document, they would have to accept, therefore, that the people who already lived there had any claim to the land at all.
And, had Britain not done that 2 years before, they probably found another fucking legal...
Probably, almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's an absolutely mental story of how Britain is very bad. Use the emotes in chat, everybody.
And, by the way, my memory was correct. J.E. Beck, Sib Wolf, and Miss Heyer all jumped in to let me know that, yes, Christmas Jones was played by Denise Richards in The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I think I saw that in the cinema.
Do you remember when cinemas were a thing?
Yeah, right? Crazy. Oh my god, I saw the second Dune movie in the cinema, and it was the first movie that I saw since Tenet. And yeah, I don't go to the cinema anymore. I need to get out there.
No one does.
Yeah, it's easy when
It's
you got
full of
movies at your
dickheads
fingertips.
eating loudly, and you're sat on essentially a seat that has been farted on by a million people.
Well,
It's
if Andrew
weird.
Tate had been there, then some dickhead would probably want to sniff those
Almost
stale
certainly.
farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a kink for that, hasn't there? There's got to be a kink of people who go to cinemas and sniff farty chairs.
Well, I mean, Mozart wrote about his ladies' farts, didn't he?
Did I?
Oh yeah,
Dirty bastard.
I'll look that up.
Solve the problem.
Mozart
It only
fart
pushes the problem
But women don't fart. So how does that work?
letters.
one step back in time. In 1980, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the American government had illegally taken the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Hang on, by the way, the fact that they're using you can't just go back in time and do X, Y, and Z, are you going to take that from the Zionist settlers who say, well, my family were here 1,000,000 years ago, so therefore I'm allowed to, even though I was born in Brooklyn or fucking Warsaw? Ridiculous. Absolute nonsense.
Okay, Mozart's dirty love letter to his cousin.
Oh, gee. Well, okay. Hang on, time out. The fart sniffing, bit weird. The dirty love letter, fine. What was that last word again? What was the last word in that sentence? What was it?
So look up the most recent letter up at the archival blogs, Letters of Note, from 21-year-old Mozart to his 19-year-old cousin and
There it was
probably love
again.
interest.
Yeah, that was that word again. Cousin, you're saying.
The lengthy letter shows off the composer's fondness for wordplay and yes, poop jokes, with lines like, I now wish you a good night, shit in your bed with all your might.
Okay, but that's his
In
cousin.
German.
But that's his cousin, isn't it? He's talking about his cousin shitting the bed in a sexy way.
Alright, here's an excerpt from Mozart's letter below. Wouldn't you like to visit Herr Goldsmith again? But what for? What? Nothing. Just to inquire, I guess, about the spoony coony fee. Nothing else, nothing else. Well, all right. Long live all those who. How does it go on now? I now wish you a good night. Shit in your bed with all your might. Sleep with a peace on your mind and try to kiss your own behind. I now go off to Never Never Land and sleep as much as I can stand.
I'm up to Never Never Land.
So there we go. Oh, okay, wait. Tomorrow we'll speak freely. Freak sensibly with each other. Things I must tell you a lot.
Christi was his fucking cousin. Why
you hardly
this
can.
Is gross.
But here tomorrow it already will be. Well, in the meantime, oh, my ass burns like fire. What on earth is the meaning of this? Maybe Muck wants to come out? Yes, Muck. I know you,
Muck.
see you, taste you.
Muck.
And what's this? Is it possible? Ye gods, oh, ear of mine, are you deceiving me?
Muck.
No, it's true. What a long melodious sound. Today
Won't you take me far away from the mucky muck now?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, so there you go. Basically, I see I'm trying to distract you because Michael Knows is so painfully boring and to listen to.
How about the power to kill a yak from 500 yards away with mind bullets? That's telekinesis, Kyle. How about the power to move you? That's Tenacious D. You're very welcome.
His mom says maybe you farted, stick your finger in your butt and put it in your nose. What?
He's a fucking psycho. Honest to God, that's just... And it's his cousin! It's so gross. Don't bury the lead there. He's being dirty and weird with his fucking cousin. Gross. Anyway, was it Johnson versus McIntosh you were talking about?
Very possibly.
The case is the well-known decisions of the Marshall Court, a fixture in the first-year curriculum, blah, 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 blah. Well, thank you, Kieran, for A, your super chat, and B, for telling us about the Johnson versus McIntosh.
Yeah, thank you for looking up the name, or remembering it.
Woo!
OG fart fetish, exactly.
True.
Side of Mount Rushmore from the Lakota Sioux.
KSO.
The court ordered the government to pay the Lakota the initial offering price of the land plus interest. But even the liberal court did not order the U.S. to vacate and give the land back to the Indians.
Wow,
because they were Native Americans, you fucking racist.
The settler colonials set up a court
that
under the settler colonial legal system said the settler colonials didn't have to leave. Well, I am shocked. Murderer finds himself not guilty. Checkmate!
Hey, Michael Knowles, in what year did Native Americans get the vote?
1793.
No, much. I think it was in the 1920s, maybe?
Was it?
Maybe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, there you go. So much for the 14th Amendment, I guess.
When did Native Americans get the right to vote?
How
I'm trying to look it up, and of course it's like being 1948.
After the war.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
Mental.
and you wonder why the court would side with the white people that were on a court made up of white men. Yeah. Shocker.
250,000 Americans live there. In any case, the Sioux refused the money. And it's a lucky thing, because the payment would raise just as many problems as it would solve. Because the Sioux did not magically sprout out of the Black Hills. In fact, the Sioux possessed the Black Hills for less time than the United States has.
So?
The Sioux took the land from the...
So, but look, the United States owns owns that land, and they can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, the fact that they took it from someone else means that they can also sell it, because that's how land happens apparently in America, right?
Look, we'll find any reason to justify our criminality, is what Michael Knowles is saying here.
Yeah.
The Cheyenne in the late 18th century. If the U.S. is going to pay the immediate previous owners of the land, shouldn't the Sioux pay the Cheyenne? And shouldn't the Cheyenne
Or
pay...
stop thinking of land as stuff you can own. It's a place where we fucking live. Honestly, this is the conservative fucking mindset in a nutshell, right?
Mm-hmm.
The earth is just like, it's a thing that only possesses value either monetarily or as just a place to stand. They just don't care beside that. It's just selfish self-interest. Like, that's the thing with global warming.
Yes.
You can't get them to give a fuck about it because it's not going to immediately affect them necessarily.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Look, we can justify our own bad behavior by pointing the finger and saying people who didn't live by, who have a different formulation of a concept, a social construct of land, they, by our rules, aren't doing the same thing. So it's fine that we steal their land. No, motherfucker, no.
Yep.
the Kiowa and the Crow, who owned the land prior to the Cheyenne? And what about the Comanche and the Arapaho, both of whom claimed the territory before the Kiowa?
See, now you've mentioned Arapaho, I've got Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick stuck in my fucking head. Is that a reference you even get, Christi?
God, fucking, I know Hit Me With Your Rhythm Sticks, but I don't remember the song.
Yeah, it's Arapaho is one of the groups that get mentioned in the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's a very silly song by
Like,
Ian Dury and
it's
the Blockheads.
fine that we stole land. It's fine. Look at me justify the theft of property. I'm a good Christian, and it says in the Bible, "Thou shalt not steal unless it's against brown people."
Yep. It was later than 48 in the 1965 Voters' Rights Act
Oh,
that
okay.
put an end to individual states' claim on whether natives were allowed to vote through a federal law. Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Yep. Yeah, but fucking
And
ridiculous,
the Crow,
right?
who lost it to the Cheyenne, who lost it to the Lakota, who lost it to the U.S. And how exactly are we supposed to decolonize the Black Hills? Even if we could identify
Pay
the
them
right...
lots and lots of money.
And blow up Mount Rushmore because it would be hilarious.
Yeah, do that shit too.
Also, the guy who created them was a Nazi. Literally true. Look into him. He's a big fucking Nazi boy.
Look, it's okay that we steal
there
things
even
and
anyone-
we don't have to do anything about it. You know what? I think he and the British Museum must have had a conversation before making this video.
Yep.
around today who could seriously claim ownership 10 generations later? Is there any
Israelis are doing it 1,000 generations later. What are you talking about?
statute of limitations here? Until about 75 years ago, everyone recognized the right of conquest. If you took land...
So it's just fine then, literally just fine.
Amazing. Unbelievable.
This is fucking wild.
Look, as long as you take it by force, it's fine.
and could hold it long enough, it was yours. Then, liberal utopians convinced themselves that they could out...
Liberal utopia? You mean modernity? Modernity
Yeah.
arrived.
Yeah.
Like how far? Like conservatives, I honestly, they've gotten worse in my lifetime. They used to just be like, "Can we go back to the 1950s?" And I was like, "Can we go back to the 1500s?"
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking Christ Almighty!
outlaw human nature. But they couldn't. People continued to grow, explore, and conquer. And why do they do it? The decolonization activists will tell you the answer is plunder, material gain.
Yes.
And for most of history,
As previously discussed, Britain's wealth was created from the tea of India and the diamonds under Johannesburg and the opium we forced the Chinese to buy. Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Americans basically stole a continent. They turned up on the East Coast and went, should we just buy big chunks of it from France and then steal the rest from Mexico? Yeah, let's do that. Awesome.
in most of the world, that has been true. The few exceptions, it should be noted, were found in the West.
Okay.
Yes, one motivation
Interesting. We'll see where he's going with this. He's wrong, but we'll see where he goes with it.
of many Western colonizers was wealth. But it was not the only one. They were frequently motivated by higher ideals as well. The proof is that most of them not only didn't get rich, but were personally impoverished for their efforts.
Who? What are you talking about? Individual people? Okay, yes, some people don't win in a venture. So what? Some people lose a bit of money on a fucking expedition to Bechuana land. So what? Britain got enormously wealthy. France got enormously wealthy. Spain plundered the gold and silver of the South American lands.
The Pilgrims of the Mayflower gave up lives of relative comfort to settle in America, and
Okay, why did they do that? Was it the noble goal of wanting to set up their own patriarchal religious oppression?
Exactly. Let's talk about the cultural destruction that Christians wrought on all of the world, really. Literally destroyed the important cultural artifacts, books, writings, literally centuries of collective local cultural knowledge.
Yeah.
And went, this just doesn't comport with the Bible.
Yep.
half of them died in the attempt. George Washington lost much of his net worth during the Revolutionary War. Thomas
And rightly so. He should have lost it all, traitor. Jesus Christ.
Jefferson died a debtor as a consequence of his many years in public service.
Lol.
Even those who proudly referred to themselves as conquistadors, the men leftists call thieves and plunderers, were often
Because they were.
Yep.
That's literally what they did.
motivated by higher ideals.
No, they were not. Most of them had been fighting in religious wars in places like Italy and the Spanish Netherlands. Those wars came to an end. They needed new places to go to. They went to the New World. They took over the lands of the Bahamas and Cuba and what we now know as Mexico, and then went all the way down to the tippy tip of Argentina and Chile and took it all over and destroyed the native populations there. That's what happened. And Spain became the richest nation the world had ever known for 200 years, and then had the biggest fall off, let's be honest, ever. Like they fucked that up big time. Like, we're still surfing on it in Britain. We're still riding high, really.
Specifically to spread faith in God and the adoption of
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They purposefully kept the book from native peoples in certain cases because they knew that once they became Christians, they could no longer use them as slaves. Because Christians can't enslave Christians, apparently. The plantation owners did not get that memo in America. But, the native peoples, once they learnt about God and accepted God, couldn't be slaves anymore. So they would just purposefully not allow them that.
biblical morality. 5 years before Columbus sailed the ocean blue, the Aztec Empire, which itself had
You're going to mention that he took sex slaves as young as 11 years old?
Probably going to skip that bit.
Yeah, okay.
conquered any number of tribes.
But that's a good thing, isn't it? Isn't it good? Because you said the right of
Yeah.
conquest, so
Right of conquest, right?
no problems. Lovely.
Sacrificed tens of thousands of victims to their patron demon over the course of just 4
Patron
demon. Wait a minute. How many victims did you sacrifice over the course of the witch hunts across Europe?
And the Americas, let's not forget. That
And the
happened there
Americas,
too, yeah.
and don't forget the fact that Christians were killing each other over like whether or not to genuflect in front of the host or not, or literally wars were fought where Christians were murdering each other for their God. They were making human sacrifices too.
Yeah. Also, there's I think a very strong case to be suggested that actually the human sacrifice, as odious as it is in our eyes, was actually just a displacement of the deaths that would normally happen on a battlefield, and that actually probably had,
Isn't it far fewer?
in some senses, a civilizing effect on the people themselves, because the brutalities of war that were hidden from large numbers of Europeans, because the battlefields would be far away, was brought viscerally forward. So the people that were sacrificed wouldn't be from your own tribe. They would be people captured in war that would otherwise have been killed on the battlefield or just executed, and were taken here to be executed in a religious way instead. So essentially it's just displacing the deaths of war from a battlefield to a temple.
Mm-hmm. And also, it was much smaller numbers, like on an
Much
exponential
smaller,
level than, because like Europeans were like, think about the St. Bartholomew Days massacre that happened right around a wedding.
Yes.
And that was just one instance of like, centuries of Protestants murdering Catholics and Catholics murdering Protestants.
Yeah.
Again, to their God, for their God. That's human sacrifice, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. Yes. Indeed. Also, the use of the word demon. It's actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually technically to the sun god.
Mm-hmm.
They, for some reason, were under the impression, and again, this is just religious nonsense that people
Yeah.
make up, that inside every human being was the energy that made the earth go round, or they didn't know it was round, but that made the earth happen and made the sun come up in the sky in the morning and go down at night. And so that energy had to return to the sun in order to allow the sun to continue doing its thing, which needed regular both animal and human sacrifice in order to allow that to happen.
Now, he's going around here about how, I don't know, apparently because some people did bad things, it's fine for Christians to go around and just like steal shit off of people.
Yeah.
But isn't there a list of things that you're not supposed to do? It's given in the Bible. Like, some dumb shit, and then some also just really common sense kind of things. Also some like weird sexual hangups. But isn't one of them thou shalt not steal?
Yeah.
So like, if you're such like, seems to me that your whole that's just the thing of conquest. That's fun, and when you're stealing.
No, Jason in YouTube. No, the winners weren't sacrificed. The winners would take the losers to be sacrificed. Yeah, which was basically the point. Basically, they were executing prisoners of war, which is not a good thing. I'm not going to argue that for a second, but it's not an unusual thing, especially for the time. Also, someone mentioned a thing. Oh yeah, the Crusades. Yes. If you want to talk about religiously motivated bloodletting and human sacrifice, look at the way in which the Crusades dealt when they first entered Jerusalem. They said they killed every Jew and Muslim in sight, to the point where the streets ran red with blood up to the ankle.
Look at what the Christians did to fucking Constantinople.
Yeah, and that was a Christian city at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Mad shit. Fucking mad shit. The losers were sacrificed. This is called Brexit. Yeah, I think I'm due next Tuesday, isn't it? I think I'm up here.
4 days.
We've got to burn the fucking the Ramonas in order to make sure the sun rises.
Hernan Cortez witnessed these sorts of sacrifices when
Hernan Cortez, a man so drenched in blood, it's untrue. Just ridiculous. Yeah. Fucking mass murderer.
He arrived in 1521 at the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. Aztec priests sliced open the chests of sacrificial victims and offered their still beating hearts as a sacrifice to the demons before kicking their dead bodies.
The demons!
Wait,
down
what?
The steps of the...
what did Cortez later do to Montezuma?
Had him murdered.
Yeah, gee. Yeah. So people in glass houses.
Also, what they literally would do would be to essentially sacrifice. The conquistadors would burn down a village and kill everyone inside it in order to tempt other villages out into the open so that they could kill them with their cannons.
Yeah, that's so much better.
Yeah. So civilized.
Yeah, he's not talking at all about what Cortez does he?
No, because they're fine. They're good.
Yeah, real selective. What is this? Massacre in the Great Temple of Tenochtitlan?
Tenochtitlan, the capital.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no. If the Christians were so great, where are the Aztecs now?
Yeah.
Where are they at?
The temple. Happily, Cortez conquered the Aztecs, stopped the human
Happily.
Yeah, look, you fuckers aren't allowed to kill each other. Only I can kill you.
When they literally burned down the city and drained the lake so that no city could ever rise there again, although, of course, laying the foundations for what is now Mexico City, bizarrely. But basically so that you couldn't have... Because Tenochtitlan was essentially a lake city. It was a very intricate and fantastic piece of geoengineering for the time. Anyway, yeah, they drained the lake now to the point where Lake... what's it called? Lake Tenochtitlan, yeah. Doesn't exist anymore. There are some outlying swamps that are still there, but the actual lake has gone now. So ecological and human devastation wrought by Cortez. But happily, that happened, apparently.
Yeah, it's fine to murder. You can't have ritual involved with murder. You just have to like do it mass slaughter and on the battlefield and tie people to stakes and torture them in other ways for violating the way that groupthink.
Yeah.
Basically, that's fine because white people did that shit.
Also, the idea that most Aztecs died because of European disease isn't necessarily true either. Most of the Taino people of what is now Hispaniola were killed before the first major outbreak of European diseases in the region. They were being murdered.
They were too dead. They were too dead to get sick.
Yes. So yeah.
sacrifice and introduced the natives to Christianity. Those who oppose human...
And then he killed them.
Time out. I'm going to quibble on the word introduced.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Firstly,
forced conversions.
Forced conversions. Literally to the point where the aforementioned Moctezuma, when he was killed, he was given the opportunity to convert to Christianity. Having done so, they then slit his throat.
Yep. So, big bonus. Hey, he went to heaven.
Introduced. I mean, technically, that is an introduction in the same way that a mafia boss might introduce your kneecaps to a golf club. Perhaps, you know.
If you want to understand how people get indoctrinated into Christian nationalism, this is how. They basically think I am morally superior, even though I do I justify more morally reprehensible things.
Yeah.
Than the people that are criticizing me.
Yeah. This is.
But it's okay because I've got God on my side, so I can do awful, terrible things because God is with me.
Yeah, this guy is truly evil.
Truly evil.
Sacrifice, and I hope you include yourself in that group, must consider this an unambiguously positive development.
He's going to leave out the slaughter of the native peoples, isn't he?
Yeah, just going to mention none of the
enslavement
crimes that happened there.
Well, no, not going to mention literally he garroted him basically in public, right? The king.
Yeah.
Not going to mention that, are you?
No. Also, why are you just doing this about the Aztecs? Why not mention anything that happened in South America?
Oh, because that's we want to take the most salacious thing. You have to take in order to make the Christians look good, you have to find the one worst thing. Yeah. And hey, these two things are basically look, they're even worse than what we did.
Which isn't true even then, but yeah.
Yep.
This is not to say that Western colonizers didn't commit their share of crimes.
You're just going to mention that 5 minutes into a 5 minute and 37-second video.
Look, we pillaged and raped and destroyed cultures, and we ruined people's history, and we just completely obliterated them and their way of life, and we brought along diseases. And then we're still screwing them over today. So look, I don't want to say we didn't do our fair share of crimes, but I'm not going to spend 5 fucking minutes detailing it to you.
Not going to mention any of them or go into any detail or give you a fair analysis of this, but...
Is this called the hand... There should become something called the hand-waving fallacy, which is when you take something of equal or worse moral gravity and basically go, look, we all make mistakes.
True. Whilst only explaining the mistakes of one side.
Exactly. That's the fallacy. I don't know if that fallacy exists, but it should.
Yeah. The argumentum ad praegerum.
Yes.
It is to say that not all colonization is equal, some forms are
Two-legged colonization is good. Four-legged colonization is bad.
Why I
better
understand
than other.
what he didn't even talk about Aztec colonization.
No.
He just went into real big detail about human sacrifice.
Yeah. Which is bizarre, because he could mention the fact that one of the reasons the Aztecs did ultimately fall wasn't even because of the Christians, it's because the other peoples around the region despised them, because they themselves were colonizers and imperialists.
Yes.
So the Europeans were able to make alliances with the locals
Against the Aztecs.
Against the Aztecs, yeah.
Yeah.
Who they then subsequently would fuck over in later generations. But the point is, that's how they did it, through diplomacy and making, deals with locals, because the Aztecs were fucking hated.
It's like he wants a flowchart of how to know when colonization is okay. And the first in question is, did white Christians do it? If yes, then it's okay.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Some forms of colonization are better than others. No, they're not. They're all fucking shit. Yeah. That's why we don't colonize anymore today. We stopped that shit. You know why? Because it's fucking wrong.
You speak for yourself. We're still doing it. Oh. Falklands and shit. Fuck you.
You did take the Falklands back, didn't you? That's true.
We still got Gibraltar and shit. It's all good.
You haven't
we send over anything. White people to get sunburnt all the time.
You haven't just generally taking territory is since the Second World War is generally frowned upon now as a global strategy. It tends to destabilize things.
Yeah.
So here's a useful thought experiment. Who would you rather be colonized by?
Oh my God.
Christians or Aztecs?
Neither, thanks.
What, you want the pedophiles? What, you want the sex predators? You want the people who are going to burn you at a stake? People who are going to, kill you with a sword?
The reason he wants Christians is because he's a Christian. That's it.
Of course.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm fine. Nothing bad's going to happen to me if Christians take over. Oh, wait till you're the wrong version of Christian. Then what happens, buddy? Do you know why people came to America? To get away from the religious wars of Europe. You dumb, ignorant motherfucker. I hate this shit. I hate this white supremacist, Christian nationalist bullshit that says when Christians do shit, yeah, we might be flawed. We might have done literally millennia of mass murder. But, we're better than other people. No, you're not. You're fucking worse because you're I don't know. The Aztecs had a 10 commandments that said, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But you motherfuckers do. And yet you don't pay attention to it.
Very much so.
All right, that's me over.
Anyway, let's move on from Michael Knowles because this was genuinely trash.
Such trash.
Genuinely trash.
Such racist trash.
Indeed. Should we do some woke watch?
Oh, please. But I need a little pee break.
Jesus Christ, Chris, we've been going 62 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I'm eating I'm very hydrated these days.
Go on then.
But I'm happy for internet etiquette. I'm happy about that. Okay, BRB. Show some stuff.
Will do. Hello there, everybody. How the devil are we all? I'm very well. I thank you for asking. You can hit the follow button. You can subscribe. You can subscribe with Amazon Prime. You can give something to the community. Fucking Christ. You can do bits messages, 200 bits or more gets you a text-to-speech. You can do super chats via the Streamlabs link below. $2 or more, that gets you a text-to-speech. If you're on YouTube, welcome aboard, every motherfucker. You can hit the follow... No, you can subscribe for free. You can hit the like button for free. You can chat in the chatty chats for free. You can also do super chats for as little as 99 pence or £1 or something. I don't fucking know. And you can become a member for as little as 99p. Awesome sauce. I need to add an amendment to the idea that conquest of land is bad after World War II. Clearly it's okay if Israel does it. True.
All right. Hey, do you know, by the way, why once you break the seal, you go to the bathroom more often?
SpongeBob.
Kind of.
What?
Well, when you start drinking...
Okay.
And you're putting fluids in your body, if you're at all dehydrated, your body absorbs that water.
Okay.
But once you've absorbed as much water as you can take and your bladder starts to fill up, it's probably been filling up the whole time and producing, cleaning out waste and stuff. It's basically like trying to pour more water on a wet sponge. And so everything you drink really does go through you because you're saturated with as
That
much
is a
fluid
stiff
as your
liquor
body
poop.
can hold. And so your kidneys work
Ah.
overtime and it just
Okay.
passes right through you. So that once you break the seal, you've basically you've soaked the sponge.
Okay, so it is a bit like SpongeBob.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think often about pissing on SpongeBob? That is a stiff liquor poop.
No, do you?
Because technically, I mean, is he an adult in that show? He's got a job. So you'd
I
hope
never
so.
watched it.
I've never. Well, I did. It's a bit after my time, really, but it's just an internet meme.
My apartment is. I am like 12 steps
That
from
is
my
a stiff
toilet. You
liquor
guys have
poop.
no idea. I live downtown. I live in a city of 1 million people, and my apartment is not that expensive. It's a 1 bedroom basically kind of thing, and I can walk across like in 12 steps. I'm across the totality of my house, so I don't need much time. Like I don't have to go upstairs or downstairs. None of that shit. So yeah, I'm very quick.
Yeah. Thank you, Christianomy, for gifting 5 subby subs. Much love.
Ooh, that's nice.
Much love.
Awesome.
Yes, indeed. Okay. So, Woke Watch. What are you aware of when it comes to Stellar Blade, Christo?
Nothing.
Good. It's no, it's
My introduction.
It's a video game around which
okay.
I mean, frankly, it's an absolute flop. It's going nowhere. But the supposed Gamergate 2 Electric Boogaloo is coalescing. It's a video game which was purported to have a main character who was scantily clad. And then in the actual game, they slightly, and I mean fucking slightly, less scantily clad her.
Okay.
Lord Frites
That's
donated
easier.
$3.
Yeah.
And
Hang
now
on,
there's
question.
another.
Is SpongeBob
Oh, okay.
a furry?
Okay, question: is SpongeBob a furry?
I don't know.
He doesn't have fur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most furries don't have, unless you count.
Well,
your
they don't.
downstairs
They
curtains.
don't literally have fur. I mean, like, surely the fur thing has to have fur. The fur.
He doesn't wear any. Yeah, he doesn't wear any fur, right?
Although I suppose, I mean, actually, that question for any furries / furry
Yeah.
knowledgeable people: does it have to have? If you were a seal, if your first owner was a seal, does that count? Because that seals don't have fur. Does it have a different name? Is that a flipper or something? I don't know what you would call someone like that. A sealer?
Yeah. So with anyone who knows anything about that world, please feel free to reply.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't speak to that.
Yeah, in terms of the Gamergate 2 being a flop, it basically is. It's going nowhere. There are some fucking angry pricks on the internet. Although, to be fair, that's sort of what the first one was. But I suspect this one's going to run out of a lot more steam, mainly because it's already been done. Like, no one cares, you know? There's Scalies who do lizards. Oh, no.
Oh, scalies. Okay.
Okay.
Furries and scalies. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so the internet, the kind of freaks on the internet are going crazy about this character being slightly less scantily clad. Imagine, with all the shit going on in the world, that's the thing you've decided to make a movement about.
I need to be able to completely sexually objectify pixels on my screen.
Yeah. Like, dudes, if you want to jerk off, there is an absolute cavalcade of porn.
Seriously.
Go for it.
Like, you are not at a loss for porn these days.
Yeah. Like, if your dick's not getting hard at a game, that's not the end of the world, actually.
Absolutely. Unless you're the quartering. Because that's the only way he can get hard.
True. That is muted for some fucking reason. I have no idea why.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Woke Watch, where we call out the woke mind virus. And today we have cause for celebration. As you may have noticed, the anti-woke message is beginning to gain some traction. More and more people are waking up and saying no to wokeness. And with that newfound entry into the mainstream, it means we're going to have to tone down some of the stuff that we say. Like, for instance, I probably can't show thumbnails like this anymore. Yeah, that might scare some people.
Black Panther is woke, to be fair. And I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with that casting. Although I did think that Scarlett Johansson would make a better Black Panther.
Yeah, she does whitewashing pretty well.
She does.
people away. Also, this one where I straight up call Brie Larson a whore. Yeah, mainstream crowd would never understand that, and I don't even know why I made this thumbnail. Oh, wait, I didn't make that. This guy did. Marvel Spider-Man 2 woke culture war goes nuclear, plus Latinx backlash and Insomniac exposed. Okay, well, we're not using Latinx, but let's see what else this guy's got to say. And play.
And speaking about inclusiveness, that's kind of what this video is all about. How Insomniac has filled Spider-Man 2 to the brim with pandering, to the point that it feels like it overshadows other key features.
Oh, here we go. Who'd they make gay this time?
This brings us to this article from The Gamer titled, "Queerness is Everywhere in Spider-Man 2." The author of this article, Jade King, praises Insomniac for filling the game to the brim with identity politics. She uses Black Cat as a core example, stating that Insomniac confirms Black Cat is bisexual in the game.
See, that's woke.
But if they read a Spider-Man comic before, they know this is nothing new and Black Cat has been bi for years now.
Okay, it's not woke. It's canon. All right, so who are we met?
What the fuck? Oh, they don't. It's good to see that Gamergate 2 are just as good as Gamergate 1 at checking anything they ever say.
Yeah.
Phantom of Black said it's a video game where the MC, I don't know what's MC, main character, is a sexualized woman. The chuds are mad that she is slightly less sexualized and about a graffiti placed next to an in-game shop that sounded like a racial slur. The latter was missed by the devs because they are Korean and they removed it afterwards after it was pointed out. Hang on, so they're annoyed that there are now fewer racial slurs in the game. Okay. How very woke.
Mm-hmm.
Mad at?
But of course they didn't read a comic. This is a modern games journalist we're talking about.
We're mad at the journalist. Got it. Finally, I found the video with the iconic thumbnail I've been seeing everywhere. This is easily one of the funniest YouTube video thumbnails I've seen in my life so far. Why do all of your thumbnails have those images on them? You know what I'm talking about. I love the thumbnail, man. Great stuff. Do you have a girlfriend? Incel video. Yeah, that's right. Just call us incels like we haven't heard that 5,000 times already. Yo, dude, you might want to change that thumbnail to something that won't get the rest of the anti-woke community in trouble. Plus, to everyone watching, we have to stop sending so many death threats. Look, I want to send them just as bad as you, but this kind of shit is how the woke mind virus keeps winning. What we need is to show that we're reasonable, logical, and most of all, inclusive. If we wake up enough people, wokeness doesn't stand a chance. And then they'll finally stop putting so many gay people in popular media. And post. Welcome to Woke Watch.
Yes!
Ooh.
Oh no, are we going to upskirt the Statue of Liberty? No!
Yeah.
All right, now normally we start every episode.
That's a point. Do you reckon they sculpted the inner bits?
I don't think so.
That would be weird. Sculpted.
It would be really weird if you could like walk around her thighs.
A 20-foot
Like,
wide
is she wearing a garter?
gash. Oh, the
Episode with a
Statue of
segment called
Puberty.
Things White People Invented, but like I said, we're kind of toning that down, so we got to shelve that segment for now. Instead, let's take a look at some trailers and see what woke-ass Hollywood has got in store for us this year. Challengers official trailer. Okay, this doesn't seem too bad. It's a tennis movie about two best friends who have to face off against each other.
Oh, I fucking hate sports movies. They're always shit.
Yep.
Most
Well,
sports
Bull
movies
Durham
are
was good.
Rubbish. The sport in them never looks like the sport, and it's just like a glorified love story or something. Just make a love story without the fucking basketball. Like, what?
Yeah, well, what are they doing?
Oh,
that's woke.
Nice.
A film about
That is
two
woke.
tennis cucks. These are my own.
Two tennis cups. Oh,
Yeah,
Love
because
it.
three-ways are gay?
yeah, absolutely. Tennis cocks. Also, who's cucking who in that situation? Are they both? How can they both be cocks?
Look, I just want to be the person in the sandwich. That's fine with me.
Fair
It's time we
enough.
get some. It's time we get some throupling representation in the media.
Yeah, true.
Own girl movies are so routine in production line. Looks like a silly Billy film to me. The devil is at work. Spider-Man.
The devil is at work. I'm joining the war on the devil. On the side of the devil.
Home wreck. I'll never share with another dude. Humiliation ritual. Oh, God, I really wish I didn't have something to say about this. Oh, great, another girl boss threesome movie. I thought we phased this shit out after woke-ass E2 Mama Tambien flopped at the box office. We could have had a real good movie about tennis here, but I guess making the opponents bang each other checked more boxes for the perverts who run Hollywood.
Exactly. Playing tennis with 4 balls.
Nice.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Very good.
See, I'd be tempted in that situation to do like a funny coming line or something. Like, I don't know.
Well, who knows what he's going to end up with?
Yeah, I don't know.
But the worst part is I'm probably going to wind up seeing this in theaters considering I only date girls in their early 20s and post. So yeah, overall some solid advice going on in these comments, but we know Hollywood. They just don't want to listen to guys like us because we're problematic, which is their word for racist. But that's just projection. They're the racist ones. In fact, I still have yet to see Jimmy Kimmel explain this.
True.
It's cool till it's not, I guess. You know what I mean? Really, the only non-woke movies we have left are World War II movies, where diversity hires aren't possible. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare officially...
Well, except, of course, well, in the first World War film, was it 1916 or whatever the fuck it was called? And Lawrence Fox, old Lozza, complaining there was a brown person in there. There was an Indian. Forgetting, of course, that tens of thousands of Indians fought on the Allied
Served.
sides. Yes.
Yeah. Here's the thing, dumb, ignorant motherfucker. Just because you don't know your history doesn't mean other people don't.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, 1917. Apologies.
Yeah, that was the one that they did. It was made to look like all one shot, right?
I can't even remember. I think I did see it, if I recall, but I can't remember.
It's very, very stressful.
It was COVID. Lots of things were happening.
It's interesting because, I heard a little story about the making of that film and this whole idea of doing things so that they can do it seamlessly. And so it looks like it's all one take. And they had the dialogue, and the director worked with the art department and the scenery department to set up this bunker that they were walking through. Not bunker, but like behind the lines. What do you call that dugout area?
The trenches?
Yeah, the trenches. And they figured out like the length of the scene and the dialogue in it and how many lines were spoken and approximately how long it should take for each actor, because there were 2 of them who were talking, to say their lines as they moved through the space. And then they measured it out and gave them enough room so that they could start the scene at one end and deliver all their lines and get just to hitting their mark at the end of that scene perfectly. Yeah. So then the actors showed up. And they're like, okay, so when you do your scene, this is the pace at which we want you to deliver your lines, and this is how fast we want you to move through this space, and go. And so the 2 actors do their lines. They hit, they start with their marks. They start delivering their dialogue. They move at their pace, and then they end the scene just before the physical scene ends. It really runs out and just becomes a studio again. And the actor turned to the director and went, "Oh, that's really cool. It worked out perfectly. That it took me exactly long enough to hit the scene as it did to deliver the lines." He's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I designed it that way. Do you know how much work went into knowing how much space we needed to create for you to deliver your lines?" He's like, "Oh, that's really cool serendipity. Not serendipity. That was planned. That was so planned."
True, Maria, but that was technically the Second World War, not the first. But yes, I get the point you're making. Yes. What was I going to say? Yeah, let's continue, I guess.
Okay.
Trailer starring Henry Cavill. Oh, there we go. World War II. Henry Cavill. That guy never does woke.
Well, I was about to say, Henry Cavill was accused of being woke Superman. So, it's almost like they just accuse everything of being woke until it's successful and it stops being woke.
Yeah. Look, if it's not all white guys, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
It's basically the line here.
Woke movies.
This is an unsanctioned, unauthorized mission.
Yeah. This is looking good. Oh boy, another piece of propaganda from our favorite small hats. Oh no, another anti-Nazi, anti-white movie.
Oh, they're complaining about anti-Nazi films?
Yeah. It's like when Babylon B did a thing about Babylon B put out a thing about attacking white supremacists as part of the thing, and then they didn't realise that their entire fan base was that, and so they were like, Babylon B has gone woke. Literally.
Nazis are the one group you can totally shit on. You know, the Europeans that you can totally shit on without any like problems whatsoever. Ask Indiana Jones' entire like franchise.
Oh, I was wondering if small hats equals yarmulkes. Yeah, that okay.
Oh, so they're anti-Semitic.
I was thinking
Whoa,
like,
okay, that's
is it
what
one
I
of
thought
those
it was.
memes where the brain like it's shrunk up top, and would that need a little? I was thinking I couldn't work that out. I should have been able to work that out because again, it always comes back to these people think the Jews did it in every situation.
Always, yeah.
The Jews, yeah, it's ridiculous.
He's celebrating the genocide of Germans who just wanted to be left alone. In 20...
No.
I mean, honestly, of all the things you could say about Nazis, they didn't just want to be left alone.
No, that's
They
like
were
saying
not
Napoleon.
like
Yeah,
they were not trying to grill.
like Napoleon just wanted to stay in France.
Exactly. If Napoleon had just stuck to being in France, it would have been fine. But
Yeah.
he became a collectivist internationalist, so...
Yes.
2024, still making the idiot anti-German war drama. Okay, well, I actually
Anti-Nazi.
recognize some of those usernames. These guys are fans of Woke Watch. Is this movie woke? This will do well since it isn't a bunch of woke nonsense. Oh, thank God, it's not woke. Shame they've tokened it up. Another DEI historical fantasy. At least it's a comedy. Okay, so it is woke? God bless these non-woke directors. Jesus, make up your minds. Does the movie have sex scenes? I can't wait to watch. Oh, he's so handsome. Mwah. All right, you know what? This is why you guys need me to just tell you if the movie's woke or not. So until I see it, we're not gonna know. So just chill out. Stop rushing to judgments. Check out this comment. I swear to God, if this movie is woke, I'm joining the Aryan Brotherhood. You think I'm kidding? I've already reached out to multiple contacts on Facebook, and they said as long as I leave my synagogue, I'm in. If this movie has even one scene where a man gets emasculated by some fucking woman, I'm gonna start watching anime and getting tattoos of Nordic runes that I don't understand. Balls in your court, Hollywood, and post. I mean, who am I kidding? The movie's gonna be woke. Every movie's woke now. Even religious movies are woke. Here's the hopeful and play.
Obey his word and believe. There is no time for delay.
Yeah, this is some movie made by Seventh-day Adventists, so how could that be woke, right? You know what I mean? Well, check it out. Female protagonist.
Woke.
I come before you today to tell you that I
Well,
have
if a
been
woman's
shown
coming,
vision.
it's woke.
Father Miller's message was
Absolutely.
Yeah, just woman wash the whole history of a religion, why don't you?
light. The Advent people were traveling on a path toward a bright and holy city.
All right, well, normally I would just send these people a ton of death threats for being woke, but instead, we're going to try something a little more subdued. I'm the guy who directed this movie, posting from another account. Just wanted to say thanks, everybody, for your support. This was a grueling shoot considering the entire crew was in their mid-90s. Myself, I'm 84. Yeah, we really need to recruit some more Seventh-day Adventists. It's like we got monkey-pawed because we found a way to be super healthy and live forever, but can't find any new members to stick around. We operate the second largest school system in the world, but every time one of these kids turns 18, they move to New York and start doing OnlyFans. I know because I subscribe to all of them. Yeah, post. All right, we got time for one more trailer. Oh, look at that. It's for today's sponsor, Incogni.com/bigmoney. In
time
the
to-
City of Angels.
His ads are funny and very high production, but
Yeah.
still ads.
Welcome back to Woke Watch. Now, during the break, I was catching up with my favorite not woke video game, Stellar Blade. You might be thinking, well, hang on a second. Isn't that a female protagonist? And yeah, it is, but she's got a big, sexy ass, so it can't be woke. And of course, this has got all the woke people completely pissed off. New Yorkers react to Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. She looks 14. And with the side ponytail too, girl.
She does look pretty young.
Very young.
Actually, you can't
Yeah.
really see that my face is in the white. There we go.
Yeah, that definitely
Yeah.
looks like like a junior high.
Yeah. No, that's not ideal.
She needs a bow.
She looks like she's 16. Oh, hell no.
It's crazy to think that even a year ago, this kind of shit would have been called brave journalism. But now people see it for what it really is. Performative pandering to be the first to cancel anything that doesn't line up with your values.
It's perfectly fine to have an animation style, especially in a game, but when you're appropriating someone else's image and then changing it, it becomes an issue.
Wow, this guy is just the message with legs.
So I'm going to show you an image, and you tell me what you think when you look at this image, okay?
Okay. Smash. Yeah.
Well, that's not very woke. You're objectifying a woman based on her looks.
Definitely not Asian. She's Asian.
Whoa, Asian. Come
Oh, that's one.
Asian.
I haven't heard that before.
Yeah,
That's a new
that's
one
got
for
to be
me.
white
Asian. Yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are of mixed parental heritages. Just never heard that before.
See, now I've got a very racist joke that I could tell.
You can't.
But you don't. You don't do
no,
it.
because you literally just got monetized again on
yeah,
YouTube.
exactly. So you don't do it. But I could just know this. I've got a very racist joke.
Whoa, I would never say that. And I've said some stuff. As an Asian, I found this video very racist towards Asian people. This makes me want to play the game even more. Nice cherry picking, soy overload.
You enlarge the eyes, you change her to make her look younger, and that's what's
Whiter.
the standard of beauty is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Beauty standards are totally artificial, but it doesn't help anybody when you make them impossible.
Oh, what is that guy's fucking address?
He's really
Jesus.
smart.
Seems like they're over-sexualizing her.
Yeah, definitely over-sexualizing her.
Damn, those ass shots look great. Ordering 5 copies of Stellar Blade right now.
Is that
Amen,
one
brother. Yeah, together we're
5 copies? That's just mental.
The pedo.
strong, my friend.
Out in force in the comments, apparently.
All right, well, the comments have already said what I need to say, so let me just leave some bullshit. I love playing this game when my wife's out of town. I've tried jacking off to every other new video game this year so far, but all the body tapes are too realistic, so I'm just reminded of...
And the SpongeBob game was just weird to jerk to.
Difficult, but possible.
Exactly, but thankfully, if you need to mop up after... Because he's a sponge.
Bob.
So I did. No, don't clip me saying I've got a racist joke. They're doing this now. They've taken to clipping me out of context. Someone was sending me some old ones, and there's some absolute bangers. There's one with me where I'm talking about. Now, I am in the clip. I'm talking about the Northern boys not using the N-word in their songs, right?
Yeah,
and
Northern.
But the clip out of context is just me saying, "And look at this, not an N-word in sight." Which sounds like the most ridiculously racist thing. Oh my god. But I'm not obviously. Yeah. So there's that. There's also loads of me like saying I'm going to suck dick or something. You know, it's.
Well, that's like every episode.
I mean, to be fair, that's just in context though.
Yeah, that's not out of context. Yeah. It's just which context.
Exactly. Is the person alive or dead? We don't know.
Anatomy. When I play as a woman in a video game, I need to be at least 40% turned on at all times. Otherwise, I'm just pretending to be a girl, and that's 90% gay. The other 10% is me still being turned on, by the way. And post. And whoa, wait a second. What is this? Oh my god, they censored the main character of Stellar Blade in America? No. Where's the cleavage? Why aren't more people talking about this?
There was a promise by Shift Up only days before release that this game would be released uncensored.
I'm sorry, you don't get to have a girly anime VTube situation and go on about other people being woke.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's just, yeah, like, look, she's clearly underage. And these guys are like, I am offended that I can't sexualize a child. That's what these guys are mad about.
I could the play bar. I don't know if you can see the play bars in the way. I thought it said Kev says uwu, but it's not. It's called the Rev says desu. Okay.
Okay.
Whew. I thought someone had found my Kev what low says uwu channel. Oof, that'd be terrible.
Just clips of you saying
However,
uwu?
quickly
It's my weeb alt. Yeah.
after it was released, we'd see graffiti censored out of the game, we would see blood get censored, and we would even see the outfits being censored.
Okay, I just realized that thing on the right is what's talking. That's woke.
Now, there's been many reactions to what's going on with this situation.
Oh god, they've got another clip of me. Hang on. I don't remember this one, so it could be really bad.
I'm sure it is.
What we got here? Right. There we go. We're all right. Mitch McConnell's cock has gone mental.
Yes.
To be fair, I think we need to make that one of the noise alerts. Just me going, Mitch McConnell's cock's gone mental. Yeah. And again, if you don't need the context, you don't need the context. It works entirely on its own. It's fine.
This show is very clippable, to be fair.
You've created a Kev out of context on the Discord. Oh, have you? Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a little video, just you out of context, and like for 15 minutes.
Yeah, someone put them all together, and then I won't upload it to YouTube because it'll probably be very racist or whatever. Where's
Get you in all kinds of trouble.
Live? I don't see where is it? What? I don't. Oh, Kev out of context. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, you've just created it. Okay. Well, you can post clips in there now. Thank you, Egg. Much love.
Woohoo!
And a lot of people are trying to fix it. There is a big push, including petitions like this that I'll link in the description.
What, fix it? What you want to?
I looked at. Someone sent me this yesterday. The link to the thing, and I took a look at it. And some of the videos, because on the actual website for the petition, you can post videos, and it's just thumb, 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 thumb. There are no people there. It's just thumbs talking at you. Just white boy thumbs everywhere.
White boy thumbs? I don't know what you mean by thumb. Is that shadow profile pic?
No, like if you just draw a face on a thumb.
Oh.
And then it would talk. Look, that's what they look like. It's a bald white guy. Fucking
right.
End man.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell's cock's gone mental.
Yeah, I'm signing that petition to pop those titties out. There it is. Oh, man, that's got a lot of signatures already. Stellar Blade is more than a game. It has become a cultural beacon for freedom of expression at a time when game public...
What? Sexualizing teen girls? Is that what it's become a beacon of?
Freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Again, at a time when you've got literally the police wading into students who are protesting against the genocide, your freedom of speech crusade is about anime girl titties in a fucking computer game. That's the fucking civil rights fight you've gone with, is it?
Look, Kevin, they have their finger on the pulse of what's really important in America right now. And sexualizing children ranks very high for them. Very, very high.
Yeah. You know, Shadow like Knuckles. Oh, you want Knuckles? Hang on. Oh, I got Knuckles. There he is. Anyway.
Publishers like Sony are censoring games more than ever. Yeah, exactly my thoughts. I didn't even know the game was being censored, and I was accidentally enjoying it.
Hello, my name is Michael Lyon, and I bought a PS5 because I wanted to play Stellar Blade. I was promised that this game would be no censorship, unedited, unraw.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. You can upload videos?
Let the people play the game that they spent $70 to $100 on.
All right. Yeah.
Let's keep fighting the good
See,
fight and
thumb.
push until we want.
Just fucking thumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could upload videos. This is great. Hello, this is Eric from Woke Watch. I just want to say
Don't send me pictures of Mitch McConnell smiling after I talk about his cock. It's fucking weird. God, you people are mental.
Fan of Stellar Blade. I'm a big fan of Skill Up, the publishers. And I just want to say this isn't just about censorship. This is about the woke knowing that they're losing the battle, and now they're trying to trick us. Don't let them trick you. They're going to do stuff like this all the time now. They're going to be like, oh, here's a big sexy ass for you to enjoy. Oh, yeah, enjoy that. Oh, just kidding. We're going to censor it until she looks like she's in a convent. Don't let them trick you. Don't let this work. Sign
And you wouldn't mind. They're not even covering up all the booba. They're covering up like 5% of titty.
Yep.
What? It's still unrealistic. Like, what the fuck?
She still looks like a child.
And she's still a child that you want to jerk over.
Yep. It's a list of pedos on that.
But yeah, I mean, if you've signed this petition,
outing themselves,
you ought to be on some sort of watch list.
Yeah, or you already are.
Well, I imagine that's not the only list they have to sign monthly. Yes, I imagine some of them.
To register when they move, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to guess that some of them have to go and introduce themselves to their neighbours by law. It's so weird that in some places you have to do that in America. Because, like, I mean, I suppose it's reassuring in one respect, but also it's just that would drive you mad because you can't get rid of them. So you just know there's a fucking nunce living next door.
Yeah, and you keep your kids away.
Well, I mean, true, but also I'm just thinking constantly, like, there's a fucking nunce next door. Like, that would...
Better to know than to not.
I'd probably have to move, I think.
Better to know than to not.
Well, true, but also I'd be like, I can't fucking live here anymore, because it's... I don't want to fucking...
No, I mean, is that actually the law, or are you just going off of the Big Lebowski here?
Apparently, well, it was. I don't know if it still is in some places. Apparently, you do have to, don't you? I don't fucking know. Thankfully, I'm not a nonce and I'm not American, so it's not really a relevant point to me, but...
Yeah, do sex offenders have to notify neighbors and really go door to door? No, this is not the case. This is from Reddit, so take it for what it's worth.
What? Don't give me Reddit. Give me the law.
Well, it was Reddit came up first because, you know, the internet is shit.
Apparently, it is the law in some places. Okay. It doesn't... I don't care.
While sex offenders do not have to personally notify their neighbors about their status, state authorities must inform them because of Megan's Law.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you get a letter from the local police department, apparently.
Does it tell you who it is?
I would imagine so, because otherwise how are you going to know?
Yeah, true. Because also you then just like...
Sex offenders must register with various entities, including any jurisdiction where they reside. Law enforcement must then make this information public to the community. In Pennsylvania, sex offenders must register their name or change of address, their name, change of name, their address, local location of employment, whether they are student at school, phone numbers, email addresses, license plate numbers, and any professional license they hold. I mean, they're fucking predators, so I don't feel that bad.
Where is Marcus? Marcus is at work, so we're going to do it another day.
Yeah, because Marcus isn't available for like another hour and a half, and we'd be tired over here.
Although
and Kevin's got another thing coming up
if
tonight.
you want more Kev, at 11 p.m. UK time, which is, 6 p.m. on the east coast of Americana land, I'm going to be doing another debate. But this time with people I don't respect, so I don't care if they say things I don't like, because it won't hurt me. So that's a thing. Yeah. I'm going to stick to just debating against people who I don't respect. That's probably the best thing for it, I reckon.
So then I get, unfortunately, I get distracted by bullshit on the internet. You want to hear the biggest bullshit article that I
go for it?
Upworthy. Child-free woman cancels trip with mom friends because she's tired of hearing about babies. Quote unquote, it's not the weekend for me. Yeah, you know, honestly, I get that.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I've dropped out of certain social circles on the basis that because I'm child free, I find the conversation fucking tedious.
Yeah.
So you just sort of naturally drift out of circles where they just talk about kids.
Right. And this is like 90% of the conversation.
Yeah.
Not like how are your kids doing?
Well, exactly.
And,
yeah.
You know, see pictures of them and hear about stuff.
I still have loads of friends who have kids, and indeed I have interactions with my nephew and niece. Right. So that's not a problem. And there's a third one on the way, by the way. Another fucking nephew.
Yep.
So I've got no problem with that. I've got friends who have kids. It's just the people who make it their only thing. I don't care. It fucking bores me. So you just sort of naturally drift away, and eventually, you lose contact with most of the people you ever meet. So
And honestly, do you want to spend thousands of dollars to hear people talk about shit that you're not interested in? When you can just wait a week and see them for lunch next week.
No, if I wanted to do that, I'd go to MythCon.
I liked your fake laugh.
Thank you.
That was very good.
Woke Watch out. All right, well, that's all the time we have for this Woke Watch. Tune in 2 hours when I spend 25 minutes going over Disney's quarterly profits. This is Woke Watch.
Is that it? Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. All right, internet guys.
Internet
today. News and Christi Noem and her fucking sociopathic.
The GOP governor of one of the Dakotas, who cares which one?
Dakota.
Killed, Dakota, yes. North or South Dakota. Killed their dog.
I'm sure they'll go over the details. And it wasn't a dog, it was a 14-month-old puppy.
Yeah, because apparently vets don't exist on the farm that she was running.
Yeah, or I don't know, being a actual intelligent dog owner and knowing how to train a dog is also something she's not capable of.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of opinions about this as a former dog owner myself.
Yeah. And a non-psychopath.
And yes, not psychopath, exactly.
What the fuck is this? Also known as Hecapeta, is East German, Bavaria, Berlin. It's a preparation of minced raw pork seasoned with salt and pepper. Why are you sending me this? speaking of raw hedgehog.
Hey, pasta.
Oh, it's
Nice to see you.
hedgehog meat. No, it's not.
What?
No, it
Raw
says
hedgehog?
It says raw pork.
I've never had metal.
Met.
Or met.
Met.
Nope.
Otherwise known as hackapeta.
No.
No, okay. Fucking weird German shit. Stop it.
Before this weekend, you could safely assume that the worst thing about South Dakota Governor Christi Noem were extremely conservative views on things like abortion access,
and her bad
public
taste
health
in
and
men.
safety, healthcare in general, LGBTQ rights.
And the fact that her name is Noem. Like, come on now.
She's offensive
I mean,
to
you can misspell it all you like. It's Noem. I'm just saying.
It's immigration and so on. She's one of those politicians who has aligned themselves with the MAGA crowd and the rest of the far-right cranks in government, making a name for herself by sending the South Dakota National Guard to the southern border multiple times.
So that's a good use of taxpayer money.
Yeah. Also, South Dakota very much at the forefront of the southern border problem.
Well, it's got a lot of racist white people.
It does have that, certainly.
Yeah.
That allows businesses to discriminate against gay people, restricting access to abortions within her state, fighting with local tribes and the federal government on new.
Oh no! Oh, spicy. Okay, that is. I'll just let Christy read it. I'm not even going to mention anything. I'm just going to leave that there.
Oh, what? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so basically, Christi Noem's out here showing us all white women can be just as shit as racist white men. Yeah, I'm skipping that.
Doggy style. You see the...
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Crying. Yeah.
Numerous occasions in order to allow fireworks displays at Mount Rushmore, even though they'd been banned for over a decade because of wild...
Because the joke was the kid had a gun in his hand.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I didn't see it. I just thought it was a cane. I was very confused.
Okay, we're doing it again, right?
We don't have to, really.
No, we do. Krista, we do. You need to get the joke. Because I thought your reaction was weird.
Well, as I thought, why is he holding a cane?
He's not.
He's like 5.
He's holding a gun, right? So
the
baby's
okay,
holding
yeah.
a gun. So
and then crying.
Christi Noem's husband, because he thinks...
Because she shot him.
No.
Oh, he shot her?
He's thinking, right, so Christi Noem shot a dog. That's the setup.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, Christi Noem's husband, when she asks him to do a doggy style, she clearly just means doing it in that position. But he misinterprets that as the way in which one would treat a dog. So he's crying because he thinks she's asking him to shoot her.
Okay. Thank you for explaining the joke.
Fucking kill me! In Minecraft.
You wanted to go back to it.
In Minecraft. Only in Minecraft.
Okay. I actually am not high at all. Weirdly, now that it's legal, I don't get high anymore.
Oh, you're such a hipster!
I'm too busy getting fit.
You're such a hipster.
Like
now it's not illegal. Now it's not
I'm
even cool. What's the point?
No, it gives me the munchies, and I'm trying to lose fat here, everyone. When I bulk up for my big, when I'm going to grow my muscles, I'll get really high all the time.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about me. I've got my kicks.
Yeah.
I've got my recipe. I did perfect my recipe before I basically stopped getting high.
Anyway, continuing.
Wildfire risk. So lots of things. I mean, she also abolished the need for a permit in order to carry a concealed handgun. And in a rare win, I'm going to say win on this one, she did sign off on arguably the most successful drug awareness advertising campaign since the This Is Your Brain on Drugs, when her state released the universally beloved Meth. We're on it.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
What?
I'm on it too. So am I.
So am I.
I'm on meth.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it too.
What the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck was that?
Is that real? That can't be... Hang on. I need to look this up. Meth. Oh, God. We're on it. South Dakota's new anti-methamphetamine campaign, Meth, We're on It, was widely mocked by the internet as people tried to figure out if the state was tackling the meth crisis or using the drug. Yeah.
Yeah.
From 2019. Okay.
Fucking moron.
That's amazing. I mean, what a genius. She's
Yeah.
a genius. Yeah. I'm going to take that as that was a pro meth ad.
It
And
looks
you know
like
what?
it. Looks
It's
like
just-
everyone in Dakota is on meth.
Look. Some states have tried to tackle their narcotics problem. North Dakota just went, fuck it.
We're on it.
We're all on meth.
Yeah, let's just jump in feet first.
Is
We're all on it.
Is anyone really on meth if we're all on meth?
Exactly. Then it just becomes normalized.
Exactly. Perfect.
But all those things, they're only viewed negatively by her political opponents, both of us, and statistically a decent majority of the country. On the other hand, when it comes to her policy positions and the job that she's done, conservatives are actually very pleased with everything that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
But in a rare sign of bipartisanship, people from all walks of life and both sides of the aisle.
Do you honestly think a GOP person wants to destigmatize the use of drugs? That is a very...
Okay. Not destigmatize, but downgrade the classification of. Did you see this news?
No. What's happening?
DOJ is taking marijuana down from a Class A drug to some other letter farther down in the alphabet.
And then hipsters in America will just be like you and be like, oh, now it's a Class C drug. I don't care. I'm going to get fit and sort my life out.
I've lost a stone since January.
Unlike in North Dakota, where they've gained lots of rocks.
Yes. Meth rocks. Do you do rocks of meth?
I don't know. Is that a crack thing? I'll be honest with you. My drug knowledge is not great.
Not up on the latest drug trends.
No. I'm mostly an alcoholic.
Okay, right.
So, yeah.
You're old school that way.
Exactly. So I know about cirrhosis.
Okay, yeah.
Together this weekend to stare in disbelief as Christi Noem publicly admitted to shooting and killing a puppy.
Yeah, that's the oddest thing, because usually when something evil like this comes out about a politician, it's like they were overheard saying or in a leaked email.
Mm-hmm.
This was, she deliberately decided to write in a book that she had killed a dog and a goat.
Bragged about it.
Yeah.
Bragged about it, saying, "Oh, I can make tough decisions. I can execute defenseless animals when necessary." Are you fucking sociopath?
Yeah, like, it's interesting, isn't it? They used to be like, who do you want answering the telephone when the Russians attack at 2 a.m?
Yeah.
Who do you want when a puppy is slightly aggressive towards humans?
Well, after you put a shock collar on it and you've tortured it all day, yeah, it might want to defend itself, you dumb motherfucker. Is the collagen in her lips travel to her brain?
Possibly.
Is that what is it stuck in her frontal lobe and impairing her judgment?
Almost certainly.
She had failed to train it properly.
She killed a dog with a gun.
Yeah, literally. Again, it's the example I use as the over the top, hyperbolic example of an evil thing that a person could do. And she did it.
Mm-hmm.
On purpose. And told everyone about it on purpose.
Yeah, and then she thought she did a good thing. This is how fucked up these people are.
Absolute psychopath. Although, to be fair, it probably won't hurt her in the GOP because none of them read books. So they may never hear about it.
Okay, so by pagan men, but it tried to bite her. We don't know that. We only have her side of the story. The dog did not get, a defense lawyer here and in its own hearing. Second, she had a shock collar on it. She'd been shocking it all day.
So she tortured a dog and then killed it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Also, there are lots of other things you could do. Firstly, it's a puppy.
Exactly.
A puppy bite isn't really going to hurt.
Yeah.
Secondly, you could adopt it out to somebody who trains dogs
Yep.
and then get it back, or you could give it up for adoption completely. Give it to a no-kill shelter.
Yep.
With an appropriate...
So many things that didn't involve shooting a dog.
Yeah, the shooting of a dog was a very deliberate decision on a part of an absolute fucking monster.
Yeah.
Like a person who should not only not have executive power anywhere, but should be on a watch list of some variety as a danger to the public.
Yeah, like social services should have checked on her children, is all I have to say.
Yeah. I did, Miss Hire, and we've watched the cake video before. It's a classic. It's a classic.
Well, You city folk wouldn't understand.
That's just Midwest living.
Out here in real America, we're shooting dogs all the time.
And we're better people because of it, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no way to ignore how deranged that is. It definitely got a reaction from everyone. The full political compass.
Yeah.
Including members of her own party who now...
Yeah, no one... Because again, it's like a cartoonishly evil thing to do.
Yes!
I shot a puppy to death.
It's something that, a sociopath would do.
Like, what? How do you go beyond that hyperbolic? Like, I killed all the puppies on Earth?
Like, look, yes, on a farm, you kill animals for food. You kill animals because they're in pain.
Yeah.
And you want to end their suffering.
Yes.
Right? You don't just willy-nilly go around...
Self-defense, I guess, and possibly, yeah.
Well, what, against a cow? A pig?
Like a bear or something.
Oh, yeah, if you have, yes. Oh, no, it's coming right for us. Do you remember that South Park?
Yeah, exactly, when they go out hunting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might be out in the woods and you might meet something that wants to eat you. Yeah. But generally, life on a farm does involve death. It doesn't involve just, randomly killing animals because you find them annoying.
Yeah, it's a difference between death and murder. Yeah, 30 to 50 feral hogs might invade. That's definitely true, yeah. No, we got that point by Pagan Man. We were, did she eat the puppy? Probably not. Although if she did, she'd probably eat it raw because she's an absolute lunatic.
She's a
claim that she should be removed from the pool of potential Trump VP picks. Which makes sense because she killed a dog with a gun and then told people about it willingly in a book in a way to, I guess, demonstrate that she's willing to make the tough decisions that leadership...
That's not a tough decision. A tough decision is...
Cruel decision.
A dog you desperately love. Like Old Yeller is a tough decision.
Yes.
Like, that's a dog you love, that's dear to you, that you put out of its misery. Even though it's going to cause you immense amount of pain in the short term, you're putting it out of its misery. It's an act of sympathy and empathy with a living creature. Not, I tortured and murdered a puppy.
It disappointed me on a hunt today because I'm a shit trainer, therefore it must die. Now, I'm going to spoiler alert here on Old Yeller. Right?
Go on, then.
Didn't he get injured in some way? Like he got
exactly. He got
caught up in some barbed wire.
Yeah,
or
something like hurt leg or something. So basically, it was a mercy killing, right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't really know the story off by heart, but it's basically dog is hurt. You take it to out back and put it out of its misery. Oh, it had rabies. Oh God, well there you go.
Yeah, well, you definitely got to do that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
Does anyone remember? Was there a book called Where the Red Fern Grows?
Not a clue.
Was that about a boy and two dogs? Yes. Oh my God, because our teacher in fourth grade or something, read this book to us. Where the Red Fern Grows, the 1961 children's novel about a boy who buys and trains two Red Boone coonhounds. And in the end, let me go to the plot here. Okay, spoiler alert from a book that was published in 1961. One night as a trio is hunting, a mountain lion attacks Old Dan and Little Ann. Those are the two dogs. Billy fights to save them, but the mountain lion turns on him. The dogs kill the mountain lion, saving Billy's life, but Old Dan later dies of his injuries. Over the next days, Little Ann loses the will to live and finally dies of grief, leaving Billy heartbroken. That was story time when I was in elementary school.
Jesus Christ.
That book was read to us by one of our teachers.
Yeah.
And I look back on that and I was like, it also reminds me, when I told you, in elementary school, we were shown that film Incident at Owl Creek or whatever it is about the Confederate, some Civil War soldier who is about to be executed and he dreams. He has a sort of you don't realize it. He gets loose and he runs back to his family. And then just at the end of the movie, you realize it's a Dallas thing where it was all a dream. And then he gets flung off the edge of the bridge. Yes! And they showed that to us.
That's psycho shit. Okay, so the story is...
I was not well educated in some ways.
Yeah. While Katie and... So this is from the Old Yeller Wikipedia page. While Katie and... A wolf suddenly attacks them. Katie's scream alerts Travis, who runs over with a rifle, just in time to see Old Yeller fighting off the wolf. Travis accidentally shoots the wolf, but not before it bites Old Yeller on the neck. Travis, Katie then suggests shooting Old Yeller, but Travis insists that instead pen him in the corn cab to see if he shows symptoms of the disease. After remaining quarantined, the Coateses, so that's presumably their name, believe that Old Yeller escaped infection. One night, however, when Travis goes to feed Old Yeller, he notices he has rabies. Travis suspects that Old Yeller may have been infected, but says nothing. Later that night, Katie then tells Travis that Old Yeller is suffering and brings the rifle with her, but Travis takes it, reluctantly kills Old Yeller, and departs. So, yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Pagan then. People, sorry, Alex, how old were you, Christy, when you saw Owl Creek Bridge? I was in elementary school, so I could not have been older than 12.
Yeah. And that was from 1957, Old Yeller. So
yeah,
I mean, baby boomers love it.
I mean, they also showed us The Sound of Music. That was freaking awesome. But no,
they showed you that woke nonsense where they escaped
the anti-Nazis.
They escaped
that
the
anti-Nazi
lawful
propaganda
government
of the Austrians.
Of the Austrian government.
Yeah.
Criminals on the lam.
So, I was at most 12. I might have been younger because I don't remember what grade it was in. I mostly just remember going in because we had this like room that was off. It wasn't like a proper classroom, but it had these sort of like steps down, and then they just showed it. Like all the kids would sit on these steps, and they'd project a movie onto the wall, and that was our like cinema area. It was just like this back kind of corner area. So yeah, I was at most 12, and I was not prepared for that shit. Yeah.
I would The Lion King.
But I love Sound of Music. Oh my god, that was like the best thing ever.
The Lion King fucked me up.
Watership Down,
Bambi a little bit, and The Land Before Time, if anyone remembers that. Absolutely harrowing. I don't like it when parents die. I mean, I don't like it when kids die either, obviously, but there's something about like the young kid and the parent dying, and then they're on their own and they have to grow up, and it's just, it hurts.
Yeah, I remember with The Sound of Music, we couldn't watch it all in one go, so it was like spread out over 2 days. And I was in Mr. Nebel's class at the time. I don't know, 4th grade maybe. And
Mr.
you know,
Nebel.
Mr. Nebel, yeah,
Nebel.
Mr. Nebel, Nebel, and he was like giving us a warning, and we got like one warning away from not being able to watch the movie, and I was so pissed.
Wouldn't
like,
that be Nebel?
Well, they're Wisconsin, they don't know how to pronounce shit.
Nebel. Anyway, yeah.
Fox and the Hound. I mean, I saw that in the cinema. I love that movie. I'm a fox. I'm a hound dog.
Not a sad film in any real way, but one I loved as a kid was The Aristocats.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing film. Honestly, I can still sing some of the songs to that, even though I haven't seen it in... Fuck me, it must be 30 years. Near enough, 25 years.
Because you're old. We're both old.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Anyway.
Requires?
It is one of the most bizarre attempts at either owning a story or attempting to seem tough because of something you did that I've ever seen or heard.
Yeah, it's the kind of story that your average person wouldn't shoot a dog to begin with.
Yeah.
But even if they did, you'd have to waterboard the information out of them.
Yeah.
They want to just give it away.
Exactly. Thankfully I never have anything as bad as that. But yeah, I'd take it to the fucking grave with me. The fuck? She's like, no, I killed a cat. I want to be president. Not a cat, a dog. Not that it makes much difference, I guess. But yeah, I killed a puppy and a goat.
She's like, oh yeah. Now that I killed this dog, that reminds me, I have this goat I don't really like.
Yeah,
what the fuck kind of story
she
is
just
it?
went fucking postal on a farm.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Playing a book. But yeah, by the way, the dog was barely a year old. Literally a puppy. This was not an Old Yeller situation. She got frustrated because a literal puppy was being disobedient. So she took it out back.
To what is now infamously referred to as the gravel pit. From now on. Yeah, taking it out to the gravel pit.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is clearly the millennial in me here. When I hear gravel pit, because of the Wu-Tang Clan, I think of pussy.
Do you now?
Yeah, because of the song Gravel Pit, which is about eating pussy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it called gravel?
It's a woman singing, "Check out my gravel pit." Like, it's not exactly coded language.
Why is it gravel pit?
I don't really
know.
I
don't.
That's a weird way of describing that.
I would say.
But that is what that is.
To a doctor. at that point.
Yeah, if I went down there with any part of me and I felt a kind of crunching stone effect,
yeah,
I'd immediately withdraw from the situation and seek
medical,
that's
consultation at least.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, if you're going to go to the doctor for magnets up your nose.
Yeah, if you got gravel up your cooch, go to the doctor. Yeah. Gravel pit, Ben Shapiro's wife. Nice. Also, Shadamar, I think cum gutters and gravel pits should be the name of my autobiography. Definitely.
Awesome.
Something that is like just innocuous, but sounds way worse than it could ever be.
The gravel
pit.
Yeah.
Now, here's some of the original reporting from this past weekend, and then we'll get into the reactions. First, here's The Guardian. Cricket was a wire-haired pointer about 14 months old. The South Dakota governor writes.
They're still puppies.
It's a baby.
They're puppies till they're at least 2. I mean, they're barely over a year old and excited and clearly not properly trained. I'll just let this run, but everything in here shows me this woman is an idiot.
Yep.
In a new book, adding that the dog, a female, had a, quote, aggressive personality and needed to be trained to be used for hunting pheasant. What unfolds over the next few pages shows how that effort went very wrong indeed, and remarkably, how Cricket was not the only domestic animal Noem chose to kill one day in hunting season. Noem's book...
One day. She just went postal.
Yeah, like I said.
She was having a rough one, and she just went, "Oh fuck it, I'm just going to start slaughtering animals."
So, did you hear the details of the story? I don't know if they're going to go over it, but I have heard it. Unfortunately,
no, it's fucking disgusting. Yeah.
Like she basically went, "Hey, I'm going to take this young pup out instead of actually training it myself. Like spending time in a controlled setting, teaching it the basics, so that when it gets into the field, it has a sort of like a series of pre-known like reactions and how to do stuff." She's like, "Oh, the older ones will just teach it." What they're gonna get out a fucking chalkboard and like a diagram?
No, animal knowledge is like osmosis. It just you hang out with the other animals. It's like in a Disney film.
So then a puppy
goes. It's like, you know, in the scene in Cinderella, where all the birds start sewing the dress together with the
and the mouse comes along and
exactly
all the animals.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that. Yeah.
So now you have this puppy, right? You've taken it out and you've shown it a bunch of birds that you want like killed. I don't really understand how you hunt with pheasants, to what degree, like when they retrieve them or whatever else, right? Yeah. But the dog went fucking nuts and was like, "Hey, birds," right? And it was like, "Hey, birds are fun. I'm going to go chase birds," right? Yeah. And this is what we all do. We all kill birds. Then she goes to other people who have chickens. She irresponsibly allows the dog out, and the dog sees chickens. Do you think the fucking dog knows the difference between a chicken and a pheasant?
No.
Of course not. So because she doesn't have her dog on a leash, and she's a bad dog owner, and she didn't properly like restrain her animal, dog just doing, "Hey, more birds. We just had fun with birds, right? I'm here to do stuff with birds. I'm going to go do my dog stuff. I'm going to go get these birds." And so it goes after the chickens like a puppy does. And instead of her going, "I am so sorry, this is all my fault," she probably goes violently. She's been using a shock collar all day to try to control the dog, which is just torturing it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't understand cause and effect. It doesn't speak fucking English. All it knows is that it's randomly.
Oh, foreign dog. Okay.
It's just, like angry human and I get electrocuted. Yeah. And then she goes to like grab it. It probably, again, I think defend itself, rightly so. And she's like, "That's it. You killed chickens. You tried to defend yourself. I'm not going to have any empathy. And I don't really like you because you don't like automatically do exactly what I tell you. So I'm going to drag you out to the gravel pit." She's a monster.
She's
a fucking monster.
Genuinely evil.
Yep. One of the things, sorry, just one last thing. Like, if you want to understand what a person is really like and who they really are, give them power over someone else or something else.
Yeah.
Right?
My dad's always said this. You can you can judge a person by how they treat animals.
Yep. Yeah.
Anything it has control over, that it can do whatever it likes with, will tell you the inner person.
When I trained Bella, I never used any violence on her, and I would tell her to stop by putting my hand in front of her nose. And that was like, stop. And it didn't matter how quickly or in what direction I brought my hand to her nose, she never flinched. And you know why she never flinched? Because she never got hit.
Yeah, she wasn't scared of that action, yeah.
Exactly.
Also, I've got Cinderella in my fucking head now. Anyway, how much time have you spent in America and what's your favourite spot here in the States? I have never been yet. But Christy is from Wisconsin. Is Wisconsin your favourite spot in the States? Would you say? Out of fondness, or have you got a bit different place?
Well, I mean, I know it well. It's hard to compare to Europe because I just like every European city better than every city.
No, what's your favourite spot in the States, not in the world? If you
I
say
like San Francisco.
Oh, you're so gay! You're so gay!
Well, bye. Thank you very much.
Well, exactly. Very gay, yeah.
Yeah. San Francisco, the Castro district was fun.
Yeah. That was fucking brilliant during the Super Bowl because the whole Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing. The other team in the Super Bowl were the San Francisco 49ers. So the anti-woke people were pretending that the team from San Francisco were the all-American fucking whereas the team from fucking Kansas City, Missouri were the woke, effeminate, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, Missouri. Yeah, ridiculous, sure. Anyway.
Going back. What a great title. No going back.
There's no going back from this, Christy.
Noem's book, No Going Back, the truth on what's wrong with politics and how we move forward.
Shoot more dogs.
How we move America forward.
This is why Trump won't. I mean, he doesn't give a shit about dogs, but he doesn't want to be tagged along with somebody who will distract from him.
Yeah.
And she absolutely is now known as the dog killer. Like, that's it.
Absolutely.
Nationally, she's just a dog killer.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult to sort of sell yourself to middle America when you're the dog killer.
Yep.
Like, you can mistreat people and still sell yourself, but you can't. Like, dogs are sort of beyond the pale, really.
Yeah. Yeah, because, dogs, we don't deserve dogs. They love us too much, you know? Like, they love unconditionally in a way that we don't even understand.
True.
Will be published in the U.S. next month. The Guardian obtained a copy. She includes her story about the ill-fated cricket.
Honestly, when this comes out, if someone can get me a free copy, obviously entirely legally, quote unquote, yeah, please do, because we sort of need to read through that, I think.
Oh, I feel like I have read it. I've seen it covered so much in the last 2 days.
But oh god, so great.
It's just going to be her spin on how she's just an amazingly strong person.
Who has to overpower a 14-year-old puppy with a gun?
Well, look, she's a Christian, right? So look at Michael Knowles, right? This is what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. It was just conquest. It was fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He says, to illustrate her willingness in politics as well as in South Dakota life to do anything difficult, messy, and ugly if it simply needs to be done.
That's one way of putting it.
I know. It's certainly a take. By taking Cricket on a pheasant hunt with older dogs, Noem says she hoped to calm the young dog down and begin to teach her how to behave.
Yeah, there's one way that'll definitely have a playful dog. It's taking it on a walk where it gets to run around free and chase birds.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to have animals. You are just clearly incapable of looking after them.
Yeah, again, and then she let her loose. She let the dog loose around chickens and was
surprised. You know what she should have done? She should have calmed it down with a squeaky toy.
Exactly. Well, this is why you don't take out a 14-month-old puppy to on a serious hunt, and this is why you also train them before you take them out into the woods.
Yes. Dogs are actually not that difficult to train for the most part. They're pretty simple animals to master.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... Oh, God. You have to be a fucking idiot for the most part to fuck up an animal that much. Or a genuinely evil and malicious person. But,
what did she think these older dogs were going to calm? How were they going to calm a young dog down and teach a dog how to behave? Honestly,
it's like in a war movie, right? Where the older men are just like, calm down, private. We're going to get through this, okay? And that is how dogs act. It's like dogs in the trenches.
Yeah, they pull a little pupper aside and go, okay, you quiet down here now. Give me a stick. We're going to diagram out this strategy to get those pheasants. No, they're fucking dogs. They don't sit around playing cards, smoking cigars, despite what the pictures say.
Yeah. No, hang on. Whoa. Are you telling me that they're not playing cards, and one of them's got a paw full of cards under the table as well.
Oh, is one of the dogs cheating?
One of the dogs is cheating. Are you saying that isn't real?
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Cricket ruined the hunt, going out of her mind with
Cricket
excitement,
ruined the
chasing
hunt,
all those birds and having the time of her life.
Did you try training it first?
No.
It was having the time of its soon-to-be very short life.
So she goes on to write about how the dog had so much energy. Oh my God, a puppy having a ton of energy?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so much energy that it escaped her truck on the way home. Okay. Whose responsibility was the truck?
Exactly.
Escaped the truck on the way home and started chasing and attacking some chickens. So she paid the family for the birds that the dog killed and added that through it all, Cricket was the picture of pure joy. I hated that dog, Noem writes, adding that
Seeing a
Cricket
dog happy made me so angry.
That's conservatism. Someone else is happy.
Yeah.
I must kill it.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Fucking psycho bitch.
She is a psycho bitch.
God damn.
had proved herself untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came in
14-month-old
contact with,
puppy.
and less than worthless as a hunting dog. At that moment, Noem says, I realized I had to put her down. Noem, who also represented her state in Congress for 8 years.
No. She was mad that the dog was work. She was mad that she fucked up and didn't properly secure her dog. And she was mad that her puppy, she was just encouraging to go after birds, went after some chickens. And instead of saying, I'm a bad dog owner and I need more training, she decides to murder an animal. She is literally a psychopath.
Yep.
Got her gun, then led Cricket to a gravel pit. It was not a pleasant job, she writes.
That's again to an actual gravel pit.
What, to a dog you hated? What do you mean it wasn't a pleasant job? You fucking loved it, you sick bitch.
But it had to be done. And after it was over, I realized another unpleasant job needed to be done. So incredibly, Noem's tale of slaughter
This is where
not
she
finished.
goes postal. Yeah.
Also, I'm still like, it's very...
Taking these animals up to the train station, as they say. Out to the farm, down to the gravel pit.
The line about another unpleasant job needing to be done is very ominous, but I'm still not entirely clear on what she
killed
means.
the family goat. Yeah, she then talks about taking a goat out to the gravel pit.
So she went on a spree.
Where she was like, look, my hands are already covered in blood.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've already been through one.
I have to dig one grave.
apparently.
Exactly. Let's just do a job lot and kill all animals.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just make a mass grave today. If I'm already digging, it's easier to dig a bigger one than to dig two.
Yeah. Fucking absolute psycho.
When you're already blood-soaked, what's one more domestic slaughter?
Yeah, it's like when you, a normal person doing chores or some kind of physical activity, you're like, well, I'm already sweaty. Might as well knock some other stuff out
Might
of
as
the way.
well do all the dishes.
Yeah. So, yeah, she took a goat out to the gravel pit afterwards.
What did the goat do?
And so it was also, according to her, being aggressive. But
goat!
It's a fucking goat! Do you know what, that's what goats are?
Yep.
What, have you ever met a chill goat? They're pretty like active, like they headbutt.
Yep. You're going to slaughter animals for doing animal things. Like that puppy was having, you said, she was the scene of pure joy. If you've ever seen a dog just like running around, I remember when I would take Bella for walks and she would just like get the zooms a little bit and she would just run randomly and she'd be like, how fast can I go? And she would just like, you could almost see a smile on her face as she was just enjoying the experience of running and breathing and just being alive in the grass. And it's like, that made her angry. That made Christi Noem angry, seeing a dog being a pure, in its purest essence, like of dogness.
Yeah. You know what makes me happy, Christi?
What's that? When people give you money?
Hit the follow button and subscribe. Yeah. They subscribe and they do bits messages and the super chats and or become a member on YouTube.
Is there anybody in particular that needs to subscribe?
All of them. All of the fucking people need to do that now. That will make me happy.
Which colored symbol in your chat is means that people have subscribed?
One of them. I don't know. I don't know, Christi. I have no idea.
I see crowns, I see stars, and I see swords. It's
Sword is moderator. Star apparently is a thing which is subscriber. Yeah.
Okay. What about crown?
That's Prime Gaming, whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, okay.
Don't know what that means.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Prime Gaming
Hoffman.
includes a free monthly Twitch channel subscription with more memberships. Okay.
Hoffman, Big Gay. If you're in the chat, you haven't subscribed yet. I'm looking at you.
Stop! Don't pick on individual people to give me money.
You do all this.
No, I pick on individial people to hit the free follow button.
Oh,
yes.
okay. But there's no special symbol.
We
for
don't
following.
do. I don't. Maybe there is. I don't fucking know. But I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna like do individual like hard sell on the money stuff. Free stuff. I'll be like, no, hit the fucking free button, you cunt. It's fucking free.
I don't understand the difference between follow and subscribe. I don't do Twitch stuff.
Fair.
Licky Charms, nice.
Yeah.
Fishing for Hoffman sub. Yes.
In this scenario,
was eating too many tin cans? Come on.
Yes. In this scenario, she shot it, wounded it, didn't kill it.
What?
Went to her truck, grabbed another shotgun shell,
God, she's
and
a
then
shit
walked
shot
back
too?
and finished the job while workers on her property stared at her doing all of this.
Yeah, I fucking wonder.
Oh,
Jesus
hey, Hype Train.
Christ. Thank you, Dolphin Floyd,
Snifty Kapoop,
for resubscribing. And thank you, Lord Fritos, for gifting us up to Hoffman. We're on a hype train.
Nice. Choo, choo, choo.
If we get to level 2 of the hype train, I will finger myself. No, I won't do that.
So yeah, I think this is actually why she put this in. All right. Sorry, I'm fishing for subscription.
Can has sub. Oh, Christy! No one give Christy a sub. I'd my own. No, Lord Fritos, you bastard!
Thank you, Lord Fritos. Thank you. You're
I was
so
literally
generous.
going to be
Huggies.
like, even at my own financial expense, don't give Christy a sub. No.
Yay! I has sub. 100% train.
I'm not even, Lord Fritos, I'm not even going to say thank you for gifting a sub to Christy.
I say thank you.
Fuck you.
And a hug.
Fuck
and
you, Lord
hug,
Fritos.
if
You're
it's
a piece
okay
of
with
shit.
your consent.
You're dead to me.
Oh, that's so much nicer. Okay, so yeah, this is why she put this in the book, because apparently people have been saying that have known about the story for a while. Like, it's been amongst the scuttle because she did it in front of people.
Yeah.
A whole group of workers saw her,
Mad.
and word got around. Now, in whatever Dakota she's in, it's not such a big deal, especially with Republicans, because a lot of them are fucking egotistical or sociopathic or psychopath or antisocial disorder, whatever it is, personality, whatever it is, or antisocial things. But now she's being vetted for VP. And it was going to come out, and she wanted to do it on her own terms.
Oh, is that?
She wanted to spin it.
That makes
she wanted,
sense.
Yeah. She wanted to spin the story into life on the farm is tough, but I can make the hard choices. And someone I can't remember who it was on MSNBC, but someone kind of compared, saying, remember when Joni Ernst was running for Senate in Iowa, and her ad was about how she used to castrate pigs. There's something about, honestly, we can find that ad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I used to cut the cocks of pigs. Yeah.
Balls.
Oh, balls, whatever. Yeah.
But there is this sort of like, this desire of women on the right to appear as like tough as men.
Yeah.
But still be feminine and still be submissive to their husbands, I guess. It's kind of a weird line that they have to walk.
Yeah. Simultaneously masculine, manly man leader, and also,
Kink enablers are these sub donors. Absolutely.
True. Thank you, by Pagan with 200 bits. It says, "Don't finger the dog." That's just good advice in general.
Oh,
don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
You can finger the dead VP chances of Christi Noem.
Yeah, no, that animal is very dead, very much so. That animal is so dead. She revived it just so she could kill it again.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, it now makes a little bit more political sense why she would do this. Like, it's probably the only play left to her to try and get it out on her terms.
Exactly.
But either way, it just looks so psychopathic that...
because it is.
It
looks psychopathic because it is.
Because it is, yeah.
There's no good way to spin this.
Yeah, it's like with the fucking... It basically is. It's dog murder. You coming out and being like, well, look, I did the dog murder, but... I had to make a difficult choice, but it's still fucking dog murder.
Can I just show you? When it first came out, I was like, "The fuck!" And I went, "Okay, who on YouTube is talking about this?" And if I want to just know what kind of fuck-sick psychopaths would defend this, Styx Hammer was defending. Oh,
What, dog murder?
Yeah.
Well, of course he was. He's a fucking Nazi. Firstly, Jodie Ernst looks like a character being played, like a politician character being played on SNL.
I was thinking South Park.
Yeah, look, she doesn't look like a real person. She looks like a TV show version of.
The Plaid in the West.
Yeah, if I was to design an SNL skit where someone was a conservative running for Iowa, Iowa Senate, this would be the person I would design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Yeah. It's not real. That's definitely not real. None of this is real.
I don't know what era that is.
What the fuck is that on the? Are they plugging in the pews? What the fuck are these ropes?
I think that's for cows.
Oh, I thought she was in a church. I thought they were fucking pews.
I think it might be milking machines.
Oh, fucking gross. All of it's gross.
Joni Ernst. I grew up castrating hogs on an Iowa farm.
She led with that. She didn't even say, I'm running for Senate or some shit like that. Just straight away. I cut the genitals of farmyard animals on the... What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yep.
So when I get to Washington, I'll know how to cut pork.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All that for a weird shit pun, basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she won. She's in the Senate right now.
Fucking hell, Iowa. What? Who was running against her? Satan. What?
Joni Ernst, mother, soldier, conservative.
My parents taught us to live within our means. It's time to force Washington to do the same. To cut wasteful spending, repeal Obamacare, and balance...
How'd that work out for you?
Mm-hmm.
Dickhead.
But also cut taxes for my rich friends so they don't have to pay their fair share and you have to work and barely get by.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for the pig castration hype train.
Choo-choo.
The budget.
Choo-choo.
I'm Joni Ernst, and I approve this message because Washington's full of big spenders. Let's make them squeal.
Honestly, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, honestly.
Jesus Christ. That is... Fucking hell. What is it about people from the Midwest whose names end in I? What is it? Well, there's just crazy bitches everywhere.
It is really weird. Like, basically nobody is called Christy except for, like, Chris Christie and now this bitch.
Christi Noem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not that many Christies that are famous.
True.
There's
Later
lots of
admitted
Kevins
that this happens all the time.
There aren't that many Kevins. There are more Kevins, but not like a huge number of Kevins.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he's a huge one. He's huge.
I don't know about his cock.
Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Kevin's in the chat, everyone. How many Kevins? How many famous? You would just compare the number of famous Kevins versus famous Christies.
Kevin De Bruyne, footballer. You don't know him, but he is quite well known.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure the chat's going to come up with lots of Kevins.
Horses, so this is completely normal and very cool. Also, she added that her daughter returned from school the day that she had killed these animals.
Bacon.
And asked, "Hey, where's Cricket?"
Kevin Bacon, of course.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, Kevin Krause.
Christy, they've just got to the bit where the kids return home and are like,
"Oh,
where's
God.
Cricket?" No, I'm not in the mood for Kevin-based humor at this particular second.
Sorry, I know the story already. Who's Kevin James? Kevin McAllister?
Kevin McAllister,
Bill?
fuck off.
Who is that?
Kevin McAllister is the Home Alone kid. Macaulay Culkin's character.
Oh, okay, yeah, that doesn't count.
That's not a real person.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo, of course.
Kevin Sorbo.
Keegan is a football manager.
Keegan, yeah.
Wasn't he? Didn't he like coach for like? Was it Sunderland?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay, yeah.
And as well the England team. He actually, during his playing career, briefly played for SV Hamburg.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Oh.
One of the few to go over during his time. Yeah.
Your mother is a sociopath.
Yeah.
And actually, actually, I'm not going to bother playing it, but there's a great clip from Sports Superstars which shows you how time has changed, because he was one of the best footballers in England, and he played for Liverpool at the time, and there was a TV show called Sports Stars or whatever, where they'd have different sports stars compete against each other in their various events.
Okay.
And there's one where he's on a bicycle going around a velodrome, and he falls up, and like it looks like he's broken his legs or something.
Oh no!
He was fine apparently, but either way, and you're like, what the fuck? That would ever be allowed now? Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they have contracts that prevent them from doing
literally,
shit like that?
they to do anything, they have to, to do any kind of physical activity, they have to get like clearance and
permission. Yeah,
it's worth gazillions of pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has a urge to kill that sometimes becomes too unbearable.
She said, here in South Dakota, we do things a little differently. And then she took Cricket's blood and rubbed it on her daughter's face.
Mm-hmm.
Dark.
So now we know that some of you are saying, yeah, you city boys just don't get it. This is what we normal, real Americans.
They don't talk like that in North Dakota. Sorry, Dakota.
Dakota. No, that's a little too southern for Dakota.
A little bit.
Kevin Washington.
Folk.
Thomas Jefferson. Kevin Madison.
Oh, I thought you were being serious. I was like, who the fuck's Kevin Washington? I've never heard of this fucking guy. Kevin Van Buren.
Kevin Adams.
Yeah. And Kevin Quincy Adams.
Kevin McKinley.
Oh, no, he got killed. He got macked.
Yeah, Kevin Kennedy.
He got macked.
Kevin Lincoln.
He got macked. Stop naming all the ones that got fucking killed. Kevin Reagan. Oh, he only got shot. He survived. Kevin Obama. Kevin Hussein Obama.
He was Irish.
Yes, Obama. Yeah.
Yeah, the apostrophe goes after the O.
Do all the dang time. Except no. It's not normal to kill your dog for being disobedient when it's like 14 months old. Shut up. And like we said, everybody hated this. No one was a fan of Christi Noem willingly and proudly talking about executing a dog that she herself described as the picture of pure joy.
Oh no, the Germans are fucking ragging on me. Oh, I don't need this in my life. Right.
What?
Kevinismus. Are you aware of this as a concept?
No.
In German, Kevinismus, Kevinism, is the negative preconception Germans have of Germans with trendy, exotic sounding first names. Considered to be an indicator of low social class. Oh, that's murder.
Oh,
yeah, I guess
okay.
So. The prototypical example is Kevin, which, like most such names, came to Germany from Anglo-American culture, specifically the 1990s comedy Home Alone. Oh no!
Oh, that's hilarious.
The female version is Chantalismus, after Chantal, the French name. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was rewatching Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, which is amazing and brilliant, and you should watch it because it's not at all like the books, but it's very much in the spirit of the books. It's probably one of the best non-book adaptations I've ever seen. But the main character's name, played by Frodo, fucking what's his name?
Elijah
Big
Wood.
Blue Eyes. Elijah Wood. Yes, he is called Todd. His character is called Todd in that. And I had put the subtitles on in German because I was practicing my German. And I was listening to it. I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll just listen to it. And the guy comes up. He goes, hello, Todd. I was like, did he just call him Death? Because Todd is death in German. Dead. It sounded like he was calling him, hello, Death.
Yeah, Totenkopf is Death's head. I know that from my history.
Yeah. It's like, it's not Todd. It's Todd. Todd. And I was like, God, I sound so fucking American right now.
We need to talk about Kevin. French namesake fights national mockery. It was once understood as a popular name in France, inspired in part by Hollywood films and boy bands. Oh, fuck me. There are more than 150,000 French Kevins. The name has been targeted by mockery comedy sketches and class prejudice. That a new documentary is hoping to set the record straight and save the Kevins. Kevin, sometimes spelled Kevin, saw a boom in France in the early 1990s. More than 13,000 babies were called Kevin in 1991 alone. Blah, blah, blah.
1991, wow, it's very much a generational thing.
Yeah. Huh? But now, as many French Kevins reach their early 30s, there is a move to fight back against the national jokes associated with the name. Now, you know what? I disagree with this. I think we need to bully all Kevins. They're scum and need to be driven out from the earth. We need to ethnically cleanse the Kevins.
Oh. I tried to documentary Kevin French, but all I got was drug smuggling, car thief, and arms dealers. Baguettes, not Brexit. And c'est donnerait quoi si on prenait des cours de cerveau, which is by Kevin Finel, which is a TED Talk in French. So I can't find sadly I can't find a documentary preview trailer that we could watch.
Here's Kevin.
Baguettes, not Brexit. Brilliant.
Here's Kevin Keegan falling off his bike.
Oh, okay. Quite wobbly. Really can't figure out how to pedal and. Oh!
Literally one of the most highly paid, successful footballers of his generation. Just wiped
that hair
out.
Too.
With that hair, yeah.
That was
very
Prince
stylish.
Valiant. Prince Valiant haircut.
1976. That was all the rage.
Yeah.
Right across the track.
Look at that.
Keegan off. And that's an awful crash.
Yeah.
He's up.
Look at his back. Fucking hell.
That is true. I'm too amazed by his hair. Look at the curls around it. Amazing. That is such a Prince Valiant haircut.
And that was nothing compared to some of them.
Oh
if you look at football teams from the 1960s and 70s, the fucking hair on them, it's like a baroque fucking French powdered wig situation. It's massive.
You could actually like transport him back in time to be a French troubadour, and as long as he didn't open his mouth, he would totally blend in with that haircut.
Yeah. Oh well, Chris Waddle had a different one. Chris Waddle's fucking the mullet. The mullet was all the rage in the 70s and 80s, and lots of them had big fucking horrible mullets. Jesus Christ, makes you sick.
Is that the kind with the hairspray that made it stand up really big on the top?
Yeah, big part. Was it business at the front, party at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking awful. Who thought that was a good idea? Mad.
It's actually not something y'all do out there in the country. She did attempt to slightly walk it back a bit when she posted a response on Twitter saying that it wasn't easy, but often the easy way isn't the right way. Wait, what would be the easy way here?
What would be the easy way?
Spending the necessary amount of time and effort training the dog, or at the very least, I don't know, using your wealth to hire trainers so you don't have to kill the animal, or just give it away to someone who has the patience and the skills to train this dog to hunt.
And so she didn't want to do things the easy way, which apparently would be treating the animal with some kind of respect.
Well, the easy way does involve murder when you are, again, a sociopath. But yeah, it's odd. It's like she's trying to position this as a political slogan. Christi Noem does things the right way, not the easy way. And it usually involves killing dogs. But instead of talking about balancing the state budget or like negotiating new laws, she's talking about killing animals.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Now, there are others who are convinced that she told the story in her book because it was already well known and even worse sounding as the story made its way through political circles. And by taking ownership of it and telling it in a way that she thought would make her look brave, that it wouldn't be used as an attack against her if she were picked.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's probably the only play she has, but it's not going to make any difference. You're still checkmated, you know.
Oh yeah, she's done except for Dakota.
Dakota. And even then, the fact that she's now a national embarrassment must play badly. Although it's a very red place, so who cares? And there's 6 fucking people there. There are more fucking animal corpses than people in that state.
Yeah, especially because of her.
Wait, the real version of this is, how could it even be worse?
Well, according to her own admission, there were people present that saw her do this, so I'm sure that story is out there.
Did she torture the dog first? How could this be worse?
I think she's... Look, I don't know, but I would assume that by telling the story in the book, she's adding a emotional weight to it that makes her seem less fucking psychotic doing it.
It's the opposite of an emotional weight. It's like the lack of emotion.
Well, she wrongly thought that she was portraying it that way. But here's from the Associated Press. South Dakota Democratic Senate Minority Leader Ranald Nesiba considered the disclosure more calculated than stupid. He set the story...
Yeah, to be fair, now I know that it was coming out anyway, it does make a lot more sense. It's not stupid that she did this, but it is still like, it's still dumb in a sense because don't fucking kill dogs.
Yeah, it's
Why
not
is that a
that
piece of
difficult.
advice we're having to give to elected officials? Stop! Don't kill dogs. I thought everyone got to about the age of about 6 and kind of, if they didn't work that out and they started, being violent towards animals, you teach them not to.
Precisely. You learn self-control and, I don't know, basic human empathy.
Yeah.
The idea that, you don't want to cause another being suffering. You claim to be pro-life,
Yeah.
and yet you kill dogs.
But are they really alive?
It has circulated for years among lawmakers that Noem killed a dog in a fit of anger and that there were witnesses. He speculated that it was coming out now because Noem is being vetted as a candidate for vice president.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that needs to come out. If you're going to vet a vice presidential candidate, you can't afford this to come out when they've been chosen.
No, this is why they vet.
Yeah, this is the kind of the black ball pill. The black ball. She's done now. You can't choose this fucking person. They're a psychopath. Okay.
Yeah, like she's outside of Dakota.
Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah.
She's done.
I mean, to be fair, whoever he picks is going to be a psychopath. But
And
are they a psychopath who can keep
yeah.
it in their pants?
And the thing is, if she runs for governor again, it's going to be like candidate dog killer is running for re-election.
That's what I mean. Yeah, she's just she's just dog killer now.
Yeah, and rightly so.
She's Christi Dog Killer Noem.
Yeah.
Christi Dog Killer. Yeah. She's Christi the Dog Killer. That's what I'm going to call her from now on. Fact.
Quote, she knew that this was a political vulnerability and she needed to put it out there before it came up in some other venue, he said. Why else would she write about it? And there are so many people from both sides of the aisle that are asking that exact same question. Why would she write about this?
So dog experts also weighed in. Joan Payton of the German Wire-Haired Pointer Club of America, seems like she would know
That's a
about
thing.
how these dogs work.
Yep.
She said, I'm not sure which thing she did was stupider, the fact that she murdered the dog or the fact that she was stupid enough to publish it in a book. The article adds that the club itself described the breed as high energy and said Noem was too impatient and her use of a shock collar.
I mean, I don't know how much about that dog breed, but I'm going to guess by the name, high energy.
Yeah, so when my partner and I at the time were thinking about getting a dog, what we did was we opened a book and about dogs, and we looked, and we kind of knew we wanted a smaller size dog because we didn't have that big of a place, so we didn't want a big dog in a smaller house. I mean, it was a condo, and it had like 3 levels, but each of the levels were quite small. So the total square footage was nice, but it was each level only had like 3 or 4 rooms.
And you brought the dog to Britain?
Eventually, I did, yeah.
Fucking hell, twice the number of immigrants.
She loved the Wivenhoe Woods. Oh,
God,
that was her.
These
That was her
fucking immigrants
Disneyland
coming
every
over
day.
here, eating our kibble.
Yep.
It's an outrage.
And we kind of got it down to West Highland Terrier and a Jack Terrier. And we realized that when they discussed the energy levels of dogs, Jack Russell Terriers were really high energy. Like you absolutely had to walk them maybe a couple times a day if they were going to be in the house and not have a big backyard to run around in all the time, or could be let loose to just run around. And so you know what, we can't commit to that. So we got a West Highland Terrier instead, because we understood that different breeds have different needs, because we bred them for different things. And if you want to turn a farm animal or a work animal into a pet, some of them are going to work better than others. Right? You can have a greyhound. Greyhounds are basically couch potatoes. They run when they're on the track. When they need to run, they run, but they're not running. They are asleep. They are lazy ass dogs, right?
Yeah.
And we just couldn't. We knew we didn't have the commitment.
A big fucking Saint Bernard.
Saint
Bernard. What was the one my uncle had? Oh, I can't even remember what the fuck it was. It was not a Samoyed, but that kind of thing. But it was basically like a fucking little bear. It was a bear. It was a small bear.
Chow? Is it a chow?
Okay. I can't remember. It's a big brown fucking thing. It was massive. Okay. It was the size of, if it stood up on its hind legs, it would be the size of a fucking human, basically. It was a massive thing. And it was the big, dopiest fucking stupid thing ever. If anyone, once it had accepted you into its if anyone was aggressive towards you, it would go fucking mental at the person. Yep. Very, very protective. But that's the only time it ever expended any energy. It just never moved.
Yeah, otherwise.
Love it. I was like, I want one of them when I get older. And then I was like, it's so big though. Like, it'll take up most of a room. It's fucking massive. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I get why, like, as a single person, you might want a dog to keep you safe. That would be a good dog to, like, have your back. If you don't have a gun, get that dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking massive thing. But if that came towards you and you didn't know it, and it was fucking gross, big, because obviously big dog, big mouth, big fucking teeth on it. But it was once it had accepted you in, it was the dopiest, most playful thing in the world. Would never harm a fly. Anyway, by the by. Yeah, the Samoyeds are big. I don't think it was a Samoyed, but it was that sort of big, like the one that Hassan Piker has, that big fucking thing, whatever that is, like one of those, but maybe a bit bigger. I don't know.
Okay.
Collar for training was botched. That was a puppy that had no experience, obviously no training, she said. If you know a minuscule amount about a bird dog, you don't take a 14-month-old out with trained adult dogs and expect them to perform. Exactly. That is not how it works. Anyway,
it's like taking like a 2-year-old out with a bunch of 12-year-olds and expecting the 2-year-old to go to a restaurant and use the right fork because it's with older kids.
Yeah, exactly. A Newfoundland, that was the motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Actually, a friend of mine had a Newfoundland.
Yeah.
A Newfoundland dog, and its name was Founder. Because the story was he wanted a Newfoundland and he found a breeder and he had to drive like a day and a half to get the dog, and he had like a camper, and his plan was like not to just drive the whole way through, but he was going to stop off. So he had the camper, and, he was sleeping overnight, but the dog got out like right after he picked up the dog, before he even had a chance to give her a name. And happily, somebody else had, he put up notices like around the town, and he just hung out. He ended up like waiting, and someone got a hold of him, and they had the dog with them, and he went to pick her up and explain the story. Like, I didn't even have her for 6 hours and I lost her. And they said, well, you should call her Founder because you lost her.
And you found her.
And then you found her.
Oh, that's lovely.
And yeah, that was her name, Founder.
Yeah, thank you to Svigo in YouTube chat for that. Yeah, it's a Newfoundland. It was a big fucking.
Oh yeah, they are like cuddly bears
type thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he had big, thick fucking fluff. And basically, my uncle had given up on trying to keep like a very nice house, so along all of the rooms around the edges, there was like an inch of dog hair, where like the vacuum cleaner wouldn't go right up against the wall.
Yeah.
It just stopped. He was like, I haven't got so many hours in the day. I can't fucking sweep every corner of every room.
Yeah, before the Zumbas.
Exactly. Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah, but it was fucking massive. Especially as a kid as well. It probably, thinking about it, as a kid, it probably looked bigger than maybe it was. But it was still a big fucking dog. Anyway.
There's also there's a pretty good exchange in the chat between two. I think it's a bit dark, but also true. Sean again writes, dogs that big don't live for that long. And Dolphin Floyd wrote back, not if Christi Noem is around.
True. Dogs of any size.
Mm-hmm.
She's just got bloodlust. She can't help herself.
Trainer said that a 14-month-old dog is a baby that doesn't know any better. And that, to me, it's a lack of guidance by the owner or training by the owner or discipline of the owner. He says, explaining that young bird hunting dogs in training often go through a slow process of introduction to deadfall before even being around gunshots.
Precisely. I remember my brother got a hunting dog as a wedding present because fucking Hicks, right? And the dog was already partially trained, but they had this sort of like dead chicken, like those rubber chicken, not dead chicken, sorry, rubber chicken. It wasn't a dead chicken. Sorry, it was like a rubber chicken. Like you've seen those rubber chickens.
Right, so there was a dead parrot, right? Yeah. Pining for the fjords. Yeah.
And they would like throw the rubber chicken, but it was like sort of shaped like a bowling ball. Or bowling pin. Sorry, I'm losing words. We're going to end the show after this.
So there's a dead parrot chasing a bowling ball. Go on.
And I remember we were at when he gave him the dog, and they were outside in the back of the house, and he had brought it with, and he was showing off like how well the dog already knew how to like fetch, a fowl. And so he was like just lobbing it and the dog would go. And that's true. You do train with like fake dead pheasants first.
Yeah.
In this case, it looked like a big rubber chicken. But yeah, it's called training.
How does a rubber chicken look like a bowling ball?
Have you ever seen like a fake rubber chicken?
Bowling ball. I said bowling ball.
Oh, I meant bowling pin.
Ball. I know.
I spoke wrong.
Fucking end, man.
There's a lot of steps that you take before you take it to a field and shoot birds over it. And then there's obedience training.
Except you're not beating the allegations of being high right now.
Just tired. You can't tell the difference.
No. How much longer is left on this one? We've got, 7 minutes of this section.
Okay.
We're not going to move on to Cheeseball Man NYC. No, we're not.
Does the dog know
Although
how
it does
to
sound
come
interesting,
when it's
but
called?
no.
Does the dog know how to sit and wait? Why would you put a dog down with these instincts? Bye-bye.
Well, the revelation sparked a viral thread over the weekend started by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who posted the following on Twitter. Post a photo with your dog that doesn't involve shooting them and throwing them in a gravel pit.
Yeah, that's some shade thrown back.
From Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
That's barely a place. Oh. Although it's more of a place than South Dakota, I guess. But yeah, that's fucking wild. Imagine how mental American politics is. That the governor of a state's like, I'm going to post a picture of a dog that doesn't involve murdering them.
And that's an own.
And that's a proper legitimate meme.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead. That is mental.
I'll start.
And this was
I presume he's a Democrat. I would assume.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah.
Great, just a great demonstration, like a good joke, but a great demonstration of Democrats being bad at comms. Because like if you weren't completely plugged into the news cycle for like the preceding 18 hours, this seems like a really fucking weird thing to post.
Yes, yeah. So plenty of conservatives contributed to the discourse as well, with most simply being shocked that Christi Noem would admit such a thing. Though that does play into the theory of getting the story out there so that it wasn't used against her. Former Trump White House staffer Sarah Matthews tweeted, "When I saw tweets about Christi Noem murdering her puppy, I thought to myself, damn, one of the other VP contenders' teams found some oppo. Until I realized..."
That was my initial sort of thing, was this was coming out because like she was being talked about as VP, and so someone else, look, they all fucking do this, is part of the game. You look for dirt on your opponents.
Yep.
And you do, obviously the candidate can't ever be seen to be involved in that, but a surrogate releases maybe a memo to a journalist, it's just a thing that got out there into the public domain, and then the candidate can go, well, the media reports or people are talking about, and then they can, rag on that person in order to undermine them. And that's what I thought had happened, but no, she just wrote it in her own book.
No, yeah, she totally outed herself on this one, yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, just epic work. Well done.
Realized she wrote about it in her book. I'm not sure why anyone would brag about this unless they're sick and twisted.
She's got that dark triad going.
And that tweet was in response to another former Trump staffer who is now a co-host of The View, Alyssa Farah Griffin, who wrote, "I'm a dog lover and I am honestly horrified by the Christi Noem excerpt. I wish I hadn't even read it. A 14-month-old dog is still a puppy and can be trained. A large part of bad behavior in dogs is not having proper training from the humans responsible for them."
If the dog's fucked up, the humans fucked them up. Unless it's like an underlying medical thing, which clearly it wasn't. Like, this is, you fucked up. You're a bad dog owner. It isn't a bad dog.
Mm-hmm. No, this dog did not deserve anything that it got. Not that shock collar, not her hatred, and definitely not being slaughtered.
News's Britt Hume chimed in during a discussion of the excerpt with fellow Fox host Brett Baier, saying, "A great many people in America will look at that and think it's telling," Hume said. "I think it's damaging, Brett. I really do. Cruelty to animals or shooting your dog strikes people as not normal behavior by..."
Yeah, because it isn't. It just isn't.
"They will probably imagine a not normal person." He added, "If I were a political advisor to her, and
it's
that's
very
not my
bad
department,
dong.
but
very
had
bad
I
dong.
been asked for an opinion about it, I'd say, don't put that in your book, whatever you do."
This is the tiniest chungus imaginable. This is negative chungus.
Yeah, it's just...
You should probably keep that story to yourself and hope that no one ever brings it up.
Generally speaking, people like dogs. They don't like when bad things happen.
They don't like
to dogs,
politicians.
especially
exactly.
puppies. It's not, you know...
If people had a choice between politicians and dogs, they're choosing dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the story was dog shoots Christi Noem, it would just be like, okay, fair enough. Yeah. The other way round, we're not cool with that.
No, there's probably a couple people out there, Christi Noem, where they get a little thrill out of it. But I feel like most Americans, no matter what they feel about literally anything else, they don't like hearing about a dog getting shot.
The idea of Christi Noem shooting a dog in the head and saying, hey guys, pretty cool, huh? I guess that makes me pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
Is insane.
That story went over a lot better down at the local police department.
Yeah, there probably were 3 nutters in South Dakota that you told that story to, and they went, yeah, we can probably run with this, I reckon. Yeah, it worked. And then everyone else went, what the fuck? What? What?
Even the cops don't like dogs getting hurt. Well, for the most part.
They know the cops do slaughter a lot of dogs in America. And a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm shooting other people's dogs, but yeah.
That's the joke, is that cops shoot people's dogs a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes just for fun.
And sometimes they just shoot
Sometimes
people.
when they could have simply walked across the street.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, all in all, getting out ahead of this story did not work out anyway, because not only is everyone now aware that Christi Noem is a puppy killer, she's also apparently been removed from consideration for being Donald Trump's pick for running.
How cancerous have you got to be?
Yes.
To not be able to make, standing next to that person,
Yes.
you make them look worse.
A guy who has been found guilty of a jury of sexual assault, defamation, by a judge of fraud, and is currently involved in 4 criminal trials, and still you would be the biggest shithead on the stage in a lot of people's lives.
That's the thing. Maybe he needs to pick Christi Noem in order to look better by comparison.
Yeah, sort of like Tiberius did with Caligula. Huh?
Or going out on the pull with your ugly mate. Like
it's like your reverse wingman.
Yeah, you want the ugly wingman. So like, look, by comparison, I mean, look, he's a fucking ogre. So, you know. And no, everyone, I am not the ugly friend. Shut up.
Running mate. Here's the New York Post. South Dakota Republican Governor Christi Noem has no shot at being...
Yep, nice.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
This was never going to happen. Like,
no.
She should have just taken herself out of contention and this not become a national story.
Yeah, once you knew it was coming out, you've got to know at that point it's over.
Yeah.
And then just don't write the book. Or write the book, don't put this story in it, and just...
Just make it clear to the Trump team, I'm out. Make it clear to the media, I'm out. And then just keep your fucking... your cushy Dakota job as long as you
I was about to say, at that point, once you know you're out, if you rule yourself out of the VP nomination, this doesn't really become that much of a story. No one, like...
Exactly.
It's South Dakota, who gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Whereas you want to be on the national stage, you get national stage attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want that if you're a dog murderer.
And also, you know, people, of course, that seems to be okay in Dakota.
Because, like, to be honest with you, South Dakota is known for one thing, and we talked about it earlier, Mount Rushmore. And now it's known for dog murder.
Yep.
That's it. It's known for 2 things. The desecration of holy places to native people and the murder of dogs.
Basically, yeah. Those are the 2 main things.
I'll be honest with you.
Pretty depopulated. Just like vast areas of nothing.
Yeah, and 7 racists who get to send 2 senators to fucking Washington. Brilliant.
Running mate after revealing in a forthcoming book that she shot and killed her puppy. Sources close to the 45th president tell the Post. One ally of the presumptive Republican nominee said Trump's team was bewildered to hear of Noem's account in her book. She was already unlikely to be picked as VP, but had a...
True. Thank you, Sozzled Snake. Much love.
Shot, the person said of Noem, who has been widely projected to be on Trump's shortlist. After this, it's just impossible.
Yeah, that list just got 1 name shorter.
Oh, yeah, she took her name off of it the hard way.
Yeah.
The source who spoke to the Post noted that 2012 Republican nominee Mitt Romney is still remembered for sticking his dog in a crate set on top of the family's station wagon for a 1983 trip from Boston to Canada.
He's still remembered for fucking, was it binders of women?
Binders full of women.
And that's just bits of paper, technically.
In the context of what he was saying, he was talking about candidates and all this stuff. It's kind of a weird phrasing, but it wasn't like, people do remember he strapped his dog to the top of the roof of his car. Yeah, and gave him shit for that, rightly so.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal.
They're not objects. Animals aren't like things.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, technically they are owned as such, but they're not like property, like a fucking if you're moving a sofa,
a bike,
from house to house, you put that in the back, or you put it on the roof, or whatever. But a dog is a living, breathing animal. It's a member of your family. Put it in the fucking. You can put it in the boot as long as the boot has access to the sky or whatever. That's fine. Or the trunk in America. Yeah. Oh.
What? What did I do? He liked the breeze.
It likes the wind. Yeah.
Like that freezing cold breeze. Trump isn't a dog person necessarily, this person said. He's not a dog person at all. He's the first president in
He doesn't love his human children.
No. You see his one, Eric picked the short straw and had to go to court with Dad.
He doesn't love anything. To be honest with you, he doesn't ultimately love himself. He fucking hates everything about the world because he's a very broken person. But he doesn't. He's just not going to give unconditional love to something that can't really offer anything back. It's transactional. Unless that dog is going to fetch him a coffee or win him votes in South Dakota.
It's going to take attention away from him. Oh, and the other thing that was fucking hilarious. Okay, 2 political jujitsu moves of the week, right? One, Democrats have announced that they are going to help table a motion to remove the speaker, which means that Mike Johnson. So the Democrats help Mike Johnson fuck over Marjorie Taylor Greene and delegitimize her by taking away her power. But also, Democrats get to fuck over Mike Johnson because now Marjorie Taylor Greene will say he's owned by the Democrats.
Yeah.
So also, it was a twofer.
His name is Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. Right?
Mike Johnson, yeah.
And then the second political jitsu move of the week is at the same time that he fined Trump for being in criminal contempt of court 9 times, he told him that he is granting his request to allow him to go to fucking Barron's graduation on the 17th of May. So now he's got to go sit through his fucking graduation.
He's like, oh, gutted.
Exactly.
Fuck.
He was just like, oh, I want to use this.
Couldn't we have said I've got a dentist appointment or something? Fuck.
And now he's going to have to go to some boring ass college thing and sit there for hours on end and watch a bunch of stupid fucking kids. And Trump is at the end of the alphabet, so he's got to sit from A to S at least.
Exactly. He's like, they get to the S's and he's like, come on, cut in front of him.
Oh, I want pictures of him sitting there with his arms crossed in front of his chest, looking bored as shit at his son's graduation. Sure. It'd be the only one of any of his kids' graduations that he'll have attended.
Yeah, and that's because he's court man.
And because he has to, because he made such a big fucking deal about it. Yeah. Oh God, the times we live in, I swear.
Mental.
When I go, it'll be a relief.
Jesus Christ, Christa. Wasn't expecting that. Fucking hell.
There's times I'm flipping through my YouTube thing going, I really lived through the peak of civilization. I'm really on the downside of the...
Everyone thinks that. Don't be like that. Everyone thinks that they're living the best time ever or whatever.
Well, no, the best times are behind us now. We're just coasting toward the return of fascism in Europe and America.
Did it ever really leave?
We were kind of getting we're actually making some progress.
I think 100 years to not have a dog.
Or a pet at all.
And also, repeatedly uses a dog as an insult.
A negative, yeah.
Yeah, the man does not like dogs. No. But Trump isn't a dog person necessarily, this person said. But I think he understands that you can't choose a puppy killer as your pick for blatantly obvious reasons. You know who loves dogs? Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
I would not want to get on his bad side.
Oh, no. It is funny, though.
Don't drink anything you didn't make yourself.
True. Did you see him flex on Angela Merkel that time? Because she's really scared of dogs, and he knew that. So they were having like a photo opportunity, like, you know, and they sat in the 2 chairs and the photo, you know. And so he invited his 2 dogs in. And he was just sat there playing, and you could see her, like, her whole body was tensed up.
Oh,
like,
really?
And he was just such a flex. Because from his perspective, and all the cameras, it's like, oh, it's cute dogs, world leaders with dogs. And she's shitting herself, and he knows that she looks awful at this point, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's just playing with his dog. Who doesn't like a leader playing with some dogs? Absolute wanker.
Yep.
God. Oh, absolute dickhead.
So all these like little glimpses into the fact that Trump at least he's fully aware of optics. Look, he doesn't give a shit about dogs, but he knows how bad this looks.
Yeah, it has been interesting, like, during the MAGA period, which we're in, like, the 9th year of now. Trump is, if nothing else, he does understand, like, how to promote himself. He understands publicity. He understands optics.
Well,
where,
yeah.
like, once he understands that promoting, like, we're going to ban abortion is a great way to get out the vote, but actually banning abortion is not so great.
Yeah.
And so he, of course, immediately started like, whoa.
That's the state's fault. Sure, was I responsible for it? But hey, look, I did what they wanted me to. Now, reporting over at the Daily Beast delves further into this by speaking with many within Trump's circle. This graphic and shocking excerpt has been poorly received by many, including those in Trump world, and it may have sunk whatever hopes she had to be Trump's running mate.
Good.
May have.
Yeah, may have. Not definitely.
Everyone around Trump is talking about this, said a MAGA operative. Haven't seen a more public suicide than Jim Jones in Jonestown. Another.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. That's wow.
That is spicy language.
That is.
Trump World source told the Daily Beast. Operatives around Trump are fixated on the ads that would run if she were anywhere involved with President Trump.
Look, all Biden would have to do, he wouldn't even necessarily have to mention it, just appear on, because he's got a dog, just appear on camera with a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Just arm around the dog, just talk about policies or some shit. The dog's just there. That's
all you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, he had a dog that, like, bit Secret Service, like,
yeah,
7
didn't
times.
they had to remove it from the White House or something?
Yeah, they didn't shoot it in the face.
Imagine. Man down! Man down! Oh. Fucking hell.
Regarding the dog, the Trump operative said. I mean, this stuff is devastating. There's nothing more popular in politics than dogs. And she killed one. And she continues to talk about it. That's what's baffling and shows out-of-control judgment. Matt Bartlett, a GOP strategist and director of public affairs at the Department of State under Trump, said Noem may have carved out a new category for herself in the lexicon of political grammar. For Christi Noem, it's hard to even call this an unforced error, Bartlett said, because she deliberately told this story from something she thought would be a position of strength. A Trump-aligned strategist called Noem's decision one of the worst PR handlings I've ever seen. In America,
and this is from the I was grabbing by the pussy.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you've out-Trumped Trump. Oof.
Love beer, baseball, and dogs. It's bipartisan, the strategist said.
Yeah.
And to think that Donald Trump would think you're tough because you killed a dog, it's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
We do things a little bit differently here in South Dakota.
It's been like, I mean, it made for this tragedy made for some great memes of just like, you got Cat Turd, who has also killed dogs, but only on accident, out of pure neglect.
What about
him
Emails
just like losing
Emails Chong getting someone's dog flashbanged? Yeah.
Yep.
His mind being so mad at Christi Noem. You got the whole political spectrum of people being like, what? And then smacking their foreheads.
Well, there's a good learning lesson. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, there are some things in people's pasts that can be forgiven. The killing of dogs. Not really one
on that list. No. I mean, you know, it's one. I mean, think about like people who accidentally hit dogs with their cars and feel terrible and like cry.
Yeah. Well, that's Cat Turd ran over his dog, didn't he? I think.
Or is that what happened?
I think so. Yeah. But he does seem to have been genuinely like
cut up about it.
Upset about that, which is a normal human reaction to an accident. Look,
it's a healthy human.
It's
reaction.
the only way in which I will view Cat Turd as a real human being is that he had a
Mhm.
human response to a bad situation, whereas this was just demonic. Just awful. What the fuck are you doing?
Really? Yeah.
But at least it takes her out of the running because she's awful. So I mean, it doesn't matter who he picks; it's going to be someone fucking shite, isn't it?
I think it's going to be some nondescript white man. All these people are like Tim Scott. He's not going to pick Tim fucking Scott. Marco Rubio, get the fuck out, tiny hands. No, it's going to be some bland white guy who's got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like Mike Pence.
Well,
but
why,
with
I was
money.
about to say, why doesn't he choose the guy who was formerly his vice president?
Yeah, that was one of Biden's burns
Curious.
at the correspondence dinner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My vice president endorses me.
Burn. Absolute
It's just amazing. You look at all the people, you just go down. Who from his last administration has actually come out and said he should be back in power?
Yeah, no one. I've said this before. You can tell someone by the people who've gotten to know them, someone who's worked with them. How do they talk about them when they no longer have a vested interest in it when they've left? And every single person hates him. There's not a single person who's ever gotten to know him that likes him. That should tell you all you really need to know. Anyway, because he doesn't have friends, he just has people he can use temporarily, you know.
And they all end up paying a bigger price, and he gets away with shit. It's just for the time being, for most of his life. Hey, can I tell you what's been coming up on my channel?
Go for it.
I did a nerdy thing. There was an interesting article that was published, academic research. You know, I'm all about liberating it. But they did an experiment with platforming right-wing speakers. So it was with British respondents and Australian, because a lot of them are done with Americans, and this was one of the only ones that was done with British and Australian. They had Tommy Robinson being interviewed on Sky News.
Ooh, okay.
And they also had, it was like Tommy Collette or something like that in Australia.
An Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Collette, the former BNP guy, but he's British.
No. This was some guy in Australia, and so they were trying to figure out a couple of things. One, you should read go on there, but it's the papers out there. Conclusion is, it doesn't even matter if the journalist pushes back on the right wing guest. People will be more skeptical of right-wing claims if the host pushes back. They'll be less skeptical if the host isn't seen as pushing back. But either way, if you platform them, people are more likely to think that those views are more widely held and more popular than if you just show people the weather report and ask them, like have them listen to the weather report and then ask them how popular are anti-immigrant views in Britain. So just being exposed to that makes it look like they have more support than they do. And if you want the empirical details on that, you can go to my channel. It's read out on Spotify or Speechify. It's not as good as Testify, but it is a fi at the end of it. Because I don't have the time to fucking read that shit, but I think it should be out there. So you can listen to it as a podcast, and I do make a good effort, though, when they refer to tables or charts. I've gone back and taken screenshots and put those up on the screen for a longer period of time so you can look at the evidence that they're referring to. And I've got another one that I want to do, actually a couple. One is about the rates of vasectomies since Dobbs and other permanent infertility, procedures since Dobbs in America, and another one that I'm hoping to find time for soon that is about the use of they them pronouns and whether or not people use it in the new way rather than the old way.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's actually kind of sounds interesting. Yeah, I actually shouldn't sound surprised that everything Christi does is interesting. You should go and fucking check it out, dickheads.
Also, I can tell you that I know that a lot of people like Kevin are bored as shit of the details. And so for all of these nerdy videos, the first minute and a half, I have a section that's called TLDW. And it's just...
God, the West is falling. No!
And it is the conclusion or discussion part where they go over their big findings. You know, that this article looked at this and this and this, and we concluded this. And so you can just watch the first 2 minutes and skip the rest if you can't be fucked.
Fair enough. Okay, Christi, everyone go and check out Christi on the various platforms. Yes.
What do you got you got something coming up in 2 hours or something.
Well, slightly less than 2 hours, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on with various people. I don't fucking know. Anyway, talking about the campus protests in the United States and the allied topics surrounding that sort of thing. So that should be cancerous shite if you enjoy that sort of thing. Then rejoin me then. For now, I'm going to send everyone over to Jay Marianne, who is looking at a thing about that.
Oh, and by the way, I'm hosting a guest this week, so we could Monday. Next Monday, can be back on.
If you're hosting a guest or whatever, Christy, we'll do whenever. It's
okay. We'll be in touch. Oh no, because we've got Marcus. We got to find. Oh, we're gonna do Saturday. I can get away for 2 hours on Saturday and listen to Marcus while we do a show.
We'll talk about it off air. Shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to kick it over to somebody else.
Thank you exactly. Thank you all for listening and watching. Stay tuned or come back in a bit or something. I don't know. It's goodbye from me and goodbye from Christy. Say goodbye, Christy.
Goodbye, Christy.
Should have the bit.